How's it going, guys? Nathan Zhao, hello, how's it going, man? Rumble Strip, he is. I'm back. Finally got some new stuff to live stream. Oh, hang on, I was reading the comments the wrong way. Sorry, to those that just got pushed up the top. Rebel by choice, Evening Wolf, how's it going, dude? Tristan Jones, professional, he's already to go. I've got a few missions I've just been working out that I'm going to go and do. Kenneth Russ, hope all is well. It's all good, dude. Oh yeah, I just bought some of these new trucks. We'll have a look at them later. So I'm going to start on, what's it called? Erska River. I'll probably mainly be sticking to this. I might go on Cosmodrome afterwards, but to be honest, I've got all the missions like at least unlocked on this map, so I can actually see what's going on, whereas on Cosmodrome I've not really got many. Dabatron 420, oh yeah, here we go. Which truck? I've gone and bought a few spares. Saves me having to keep trying to find them. Let's get a bit of better weather. I mean, time of day, whatever. Daniel Morgan, Ace up. How's it going, dude? So I've got me my Zix. Of course, got a loaf on the roof. Unlucky. Why does it keep changing the mission? I've selected bridge to the bloody warehouse. I don't know how many times, and it keeps picking a different mission. So what I'm thinking of doing. Christopher Sieber, what's up, Mr. Wolf? Or what's up, man? Yeah, I'm all good, dude. Feeling pretty good today. Felt insanely tired about an hour ago. It suddenly hit me, but thankfully it's just about passed. Yeah, so I'm going to take the Zix, go up here. It's now pretty damn easy to fix these bridges because there's metal beams there. Get that fixed, and then I think I'm going to go around here, tow that HX520 up here to sort that, what do you call it, landslide thing out. And then there's a mission up here closer to heaven where I've got to deliver metal beams to that church and then a bit of logging, which are only here to there. And then we'll see after that. I think there's a major bug in Cherno. The plant in Cherno may be jacked up. Oh well, to be honest, fingers crossed then they patch that before I get to it, because I'm probably not going to be there for, I don't know, a little while though. Obviously I'm going to try and get on. The next map I'm probably going to explore is that Aegis installation, because I hear the Loaf's new engine is on there and we need a bit of that. Why they didn't put chains on that rig is beyond me, save for the rage quit. Yeah, I know, it's weird. Someone was saying as well, I'll just show you quickly while I remember. And they're right, but it's also confusing, I'll show you. So yeah, you got this. And you go down to tyres. Like, basically, when I did the review and I was trying to get up that quarry hill, and it was wheel spinning, and if you look at the tyres, the stats are like, on-road poor, off-road is good, and mud is excellent, so the off-road is only good, and he said that's why it's wheel spinning. But it's funny, because when you read the description of it, it literally says at the bottom, providing the best off-road performance at the cost of on-road traction, so it's like, they're just... The whole situation with the tyres has been a bit of an afterthought for them, and I don't really know why, because... Realistically, the tyres are one of the most important things in the game. Like, if you put any truck on the highway tyres, it's going to be a pretty average truck. You put the trucks on the best tyres in the game, I mean, yeah, obviously, truck dependent to a degree, but it makes them a lot better. And the fact that they've got off-road performance is only good on one of them, but then it says in the description, the best off-road performance, it's kind of conflicting. I wish they'd just give us the actual tyre stats, like numbers. Just say for off-road it says 2.2 or whatever, and on-road 1.8, whatever the stats are, but they should just give us that. There is a huge hole in the map in, what's it, Cherno Commenced? Or however I spell that, it's interesting. Yeah, we're going to have to, I'll come up with a new name for that. I was reading it the other day and I read it plenty of times. It just is, I don't know, it's a word that will not stay in my head, stay pronounceable. I was calling it Chimney Cheruski and all sorts. Chimney Cheruski is probably, that'll do. I'll remember that one a lot easier. Van Trees, I made it. How do you feel about the new season? I heard there's a new 8x8. Yeah, this is this thing I'm driving now. It's a beast. It's the old like D535/537. They were pretty bloody similar. In Mudrunner, one of, if not the best truck in the game. The E series were definitely like, it was the two D series trucks. Oh yeah, helps if I'm paying attention. The two D series trucks were extremely good. The E series, I don't actually know if it was better or not. I liked it because it was the best truck, and it cost one extra star, which in my mind means it was possibly more value, but I don't know, yeah, like, the E-Series and the 2D Series trucks were, like, all out drove around it. Hell of a workhorse, it is, that's Super Dave. Justin Lynch, hi, how's it going, dude? Christopher Sieber, damn professional, couldn't leave him behind. Like I said though, with him on the roof, this truck's way stable enough that it's, well, it is really on most things for the loaf, because the loaf's weight is so low down, it doesn't lift the centre of gravity as high as it would suggest. Yeah, these tyres, like I said, they in some situations they're very good. Like obviously the mud, the death mud and that. But then in situations like that, they didn't bite very well or very quickly onto that ledge. Rebel by choice, chimney. Oh yeah, there's a scout fuel trailer I released into the wild the other day. He looks like he's coming along nicely. Had his own little family of scout trailers there one day. Have you tried the Lynx pack, the best mod in the game? No, but is that the one that's almost like a gigabyte or whatever of memory? Because I only had literally about that much left. I will get round to it though, I've heard good things about that pack. Arson Vanish, have you tried, oh yeah, sorry, the same one, Justin Lynch. Did you know the Azov 73? Oh sorry, it just jumped up. Oh, I assume from the rest of what you're saying, oh, are they given Azov, are you on about the Azov 7330 or Bruce, a long 3-slot flatbed? Could be Bruce, he deserves a 3-slot flatbed. Sideboard. Oh yeah, what was I doing? Oh yeah. Bridge to the warehouse. See, it's on these roads, this thing's going to be a bit of a drifting mania. Let's see, do these delete these wheels? These wheels have actually been very good at smashing over things that normally completely delete you without taking any hits. Oh yeah, I was going to go and borrow that trailer. But no crane with those, I don't get why. Do you want about this new big truck? I was looking through, you get obviously the big crane, but yeah, you don't get the little crane. Right, it's just attached up there. I'm going to go and borrow the ramp flatbed thing. Then again. So it'll probably be quicker just to grab the stuff from here and do a quick little run. Yeah, I was talking about Bruce, 3-slot, that's pretty cool. And he deserved that. He's got a long enough chassis. When they added it to that K-Star, that, yeah, one that we got in Phase 3, it crossed my mind then, like, why have we not given that to Bruce? So the nice thing is we've got metal beams here now. When I go and do that church mission, I'm actually going to go and I might take the metal rolls while I'm here, because I'm near enough going to head past the metal factory anyway, so I may as well save a few of the metal beams. This goddamn horse ready on a trailer. There's that Azov. This is all stuff from when I've been like restaging footage for videos, so just time is of the essence. I kind of get the footage I need and then abandon them. For a little bit anyway. Loads of Survivor, he'll be alright. Bruce has a new skin. Yeah, I've seen them. I've not bought that Season 2 thing yet, but yeah, I'll get round to it. Just to be honest, I've had so much to do it. It's one of those things when they drop all the content, suddenly there's like 50 videos in a day I could make. Oh crap, needed 2 lots of beams, my bad, I thought it was only one. But not that it really matters. Not like I had far to travel, but... Going to risk a full turn there, but I've seen the size of that ditch. Rather not. Oh, the Bruce with the mini crane can't have. Sorry, with the 3-slot can't have the mini crane. Yeah, that's a bit stupid. They are a bit iffy with what they let you have and don't have. So even this thing then, it got up there, partly probably because I went to the side of the road and got into the snow. It was struggling up that little hill just because of the lack of chains. The tyres on that guy that's modded the E-Series truck from Mudrunner that I've been calling ET, I can't remember the name of it, 6435 or something maybe. Yeah, he had a chain version of like these sort of tyres on that. 35 million people watching. That would be a lot. Smash that like, I appreciate it, dude. Bruce has active suspension upgrade on the 4th map as well. Oh, is that on that Chimney-Cherusky thing? Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to the Bruce suspension and the Loaf engine. Loaf engine will be a good bit of fun. Vora and AE and Dolphin have new skins. Oh, they both got them. I've not seen the Vora one. I've seen the what's it one? The Bruce one on like the little picture it sort of brings up when you load the main menu up. Beast. See that? That is lack of chains. I'm not gonna lie, I do like a bit of drifting, so I'm not necessarily complaining, but still, the option would be nice. Especially on this kind of map. It's funny how the trucks we got on Phase 3, I believe, can all have chain on a muddy map. And then, of all the vehicles we got on this, 3 or 4 of them can't have mud chained, and one of them doesn't even have chain. Mark Bro, hey Mr. Lone Wolf, how are you? I'm good, dude, thanks. How are you doing? Christopher Seaver Tokyo Drift, that was a episode, it was a nice little drift. It made up for itself by appearing to be pretty good. But again though, it's a bit of run up and it's not too bad. This truck actually isn't bad. I kind of feel like the ice, or like this sort of road, grit, with anything but chained is like 0.0. This one might be like 0.1. It's practically nothing. But with a bit of run up, I was actually able to get up an icy hill yesterday in the review as well. But it was close. It was the one that the Loaf ended up pulling it the rest of the way. Took a little bit of damage on these concrete blocks then, but normally they can just delete you in one. They're a bit iffy, they are. To be honest, if I'd known, what was it, service spare parts? Oh yeah, it does that menu thing. Always panics me, I've run out. Yeah, I should have just borrowed that trailer really. I didn't realise I had to do 2 lots of metal beams. Loaf engine brings its power from C to a B+. Yeah, that's pretty good. The more the merrier. And it'll work out about nice, because, again, I don't need the Loaf to be going like 100 miles an hour or something. But I suppose a bit more oomph just to get it ticking through the gears and up to top speed quicker is not going to be a bad thing. It's got pretty good lights on it, it's just a quick bit in the darkness. I'm not going to do it for long, but yeah, that's not bad. Do you remember like when we all first started SnowRunner, and I was the same, I thought that was the excuse for lights, and I was like, this is crap. And then yeah, by some miracle I found that, I was like, god damn, more like it. Seen the Duck 805 mod, it's a truck version of the Loaf. I've not actually, I'll have to investigate that one. Tyre Fryer, greetings man, nice to see you. And your Loaf, I appreciate it, dude. Got to bring the old horse with us. Or at least there's a light on this bridge while it builds it. Done. Light on the animations, 6,800. That's not bad considering I've got metal beams at that thing up there, but if I didn't and I had to go and do a load of metal rolls and all that for that mission, that would be a little bit on the cheap side. So basically, now I've got that bridge built, it just makes... Well, then again, I'm probably still going to use the route I did from the garage over these 2 little things up to there, but now at least I can pass here and start heading off up this way, yeah, to swap things around. Right. Do I want to leave my logging trailer? So I'm going to tow that one up to there. Oh yeah, because I'm going to need metal beams. So in fact, we'll go back and do it now then. Metal beam, yeah. I know what I'm doing. Bear with me. Are you going to have a story time later? Again, I'll have to think of one. If something crosses my mind, I will. Can't say guaranteed, I've just got to... Yeah, need to pop back in the memory. going around it on the snow. I don't like using chain in this breakable item and stuff. To be honest, can't really say I've specifically tested like chain versus muds in the ice, to be honest. I mean, a lot of the time I don't really pay attention to what tyres I've got on, but that is hence why I fit a lot of chain, because they're the best ones for like just fit and forget. They do enough to get you by metal rolls. That's what I'm getting. Oh, so it does it, it's not just on the service spare parts, it's in the rolls as well. It just closes your menu every time. A little fuel trailer there. Don't mind if I do. Those Russians are tight ones on the payout. I have to say, the payouts are getting pretty bloody stingy as of late. Like, they used to be pretty decent on Phase 3, they weren't bad. Especially now they've patched the money glitch as well. It's like a double hit. Now it matters. I went and counted how many vehicles I've got earlier. 175. Oh no, then I went and bought probably another 4 or 5 of these. So maybe about 185 vehicles. So I suppose worst case I could sell a few off. Problem is I get very sentimental about my vehicles. Once I own it, it's like, well, it's mine now. Right, next up we're going to go on, rescue this HX 520, which I did in a mission the other day, some landslide on the path or whatever the mission was. And then after I did the first landslide, I took the supplies for the second landslide, but the thing just cannot drive through the snow. True Dog, what's up dude? How's it going, man? Beast. A little bit of drift going there. To be honest, I'm going to have to, in a bit of this spare time, if I get any, I'll practice a little bit of drifting. Here we go. Oh yes. I have to say, it's winning me over. My truck is kind of like between those rocks just up there. Oh god, I'm going to have to do a reverse it with this bloody logging trailer. Oh my god, this is going to go horrifically well. Rumble Street had a mess around with the new International 580 yet. Yeah, I believe that's the one I'm going to go and rescue now. It's not bad, but like I said, this map's just a bit of a punish in general. Because it's not got the diffs always on, and it's not got the best version of the chain or anything. I'm sure there'll be areas where I'll be able to squeeze it in. But yeah, it's... I don't know, I mean this thing's clearly going to be like the best of the bunch out of the new trucks we've been given. But I'm sure there'll be moments where I can use it. Did you lose any stuff with the last update? Lost my Max trucks. Oh, I believe the Max trucks, they might have updated the mod maybe, and when the mod disappears off the list. Oh yeah, I'm going the right way. I did go a bit of the long way around, I have to say. So we just need to get back to there. Yeah, if you scroll down to the bottom of your menu, you might find they're at the right at the bottom of the map, sorry, your garage list. Carries 200 litres of fuel and 600 repair. Yeah, the roof rack on top of this. It's very good. That's pretty cool of them, to be honest. They could have just made it like a 300, say, repair roof rack, which is pretty bloody good for the loaf. Like, the Scouts mostly have 150, and I wouldn't have complained at 300. What did they put on the Bandit? I believe that only had like 150, but yeah, putting 600 I think is actually pretty fair, because it's a pretty decently sized roof, so pretty decently sized roof rack as well. I'm going to have to reverse. I'm not going to reverse this trailer, I'm just going to leave it here and I'll connect it back up in a minute. I stockpiled 235 million. Should be set for life. You'll still be minted on like SnowRunner 18. start your own SnowRunner bank for that much money. I think this is some of that pretty slow death snow stuff, but to be fair, this truck is handling it better than most. Doesn't that trailer have a dolly pivot lock? I believe... I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, this is what I want. Oh, bugger off. Yeah, is it not Fox's mods that offer you all those pivot lock things? I'm sure every time I tried it on normal trailers it wouldn't let me, unless, well, it'd work on normal trailers, but if I had Fox's mod turned on. Hunting U84 just joined. How's it going, Mr. Lone Wolf? I'm good, dude. How are you doing? Sorry, so you've not missed a whole lot. We just nipped down to the warehouse. Got one bridge built. Now I'm going to go and rescue this thing. Couldn't handle its business. Suppose we'll turn the engine on. I don't think it's really going to make much difference, but. So yeah, that is, what's it called, the HX520 or whatever it is. I think the pivot lock, yeah, is on and on a mod. I believe it is. I have 12 million, it's no 35 million, like 12 million should get you by there. To be fair, I should have done, I was in my head, I was going to get to 10 million, and I got it up to 6 point something million. I think it was before last week's live stream, I was just quickly doing it for a minute or two before I went live, and then yeah, kind of forgot to get it done. But again, with the amount of other vehicles I've bought as well, I probably, if I sold a load of them back, it wouldn't surprise me if I had sort of 10, 20 million or something. I know I've definitely glitched more than 6 million. This is taking its sweet ass time. Get that on the big jobs though. Down button on this remote, man. This remote is not too long for this world. It really does not like pulling that HX thing as like an anchor at the minute. Well, it's probably not being helped by that ramped flatbed behind it, but it is what it is. Looking like a train, it's going pretty well. I do like the little, oh no, wait, yeah, I was going to say this bridge, there's another bridge of lives. Around this awkward way. Well, I don't mind though, at least that looks like a bridge of lights. I like that rail bridge that just baits you into it. Yeah, these maps, definitely no joke. It should get a little bit faster in a minute. I cut through here before when I scouted the this mission. Wiggle your way over. Invisible hitboxes. Bobby Wasabi, howdy folks, how's it doing, man? How's it doing? How's it going? Nothing runs like a train. Beast. Is that HX going to tip? Or is it just going to get completely stuck? Tune in next time. Oh, well, there it goes. Yeah, fuck it, I can stay there. I ain't sitting watching that happen all day long. It's a bit of daylight. One day we'll have an option to just stay midday all day. I hate that bridge, yeah, there's a bit of a trollish bit there. When I cut through it the other day, it was like, really? The fact that there doesn't even appear to be an option to rebuild it either, like I wouldn't mind if we could just sit there with a few wooden planks or something and get it fixed. But not just is that bridge broken, you see when you go down the side there's a one of those like tree branch things that just never move even if you hit the tree, so the gone all out on the trollishness of that section. So I was originally going to go down there and fix that, but that can sod off. So let's try going up this way. Swap them. In fact, let's just quickly activate that mission. How you doing, SnowRunner? Didn't miss you this time, just a bit late. Darren Russell, I appreciate you, dude. It's all good with, yeah, just been getting stuck in, not really got a whole lot done yet. I don't mind this section here, but it's this tree to the right. As you can see, the game wants you to slip to the right, and this tree is just a big blocking bastard right in the worst place possible. Went pretty well that time. Don't worry, the bridges only get worse, at least on the Cosmic Drain. Yeah, well, yeah, it's Bridge of Lies. You can even count it as a bridge, putting in invisible hitboxes to stop you going over it. Which is an insult. That's not an insult, I just think that's lazy, man. They should have put something like a train to block it. Not a bloody invisible hitbox, like some PS2 era shit, that is. Like some invisible wall to stop you going outside the Grand Theft Auto area or whatever. The crane on the back has helped a lot. What's that on, dude? Sorry, I was trying to read all the comments, but I do need to spend a little bit of time looking where I'm going. Giant stump ahead, yeah, that sounds about right. Pretty fond of their giant stumps on this game, I'll give them that. Now there's another tree that looks like a... Oh, this thing was just kind of eating its way over it, which is pretty nice. I was going to say, it's not really the this truck that's worrying me, it's that stupid bloody logging trailer. Which is sad because they've had another update and... Well, they've added a small logging trailer. Sorry, a small logging like thing to put on the back of your trucks, but no medium stuff, as far as I'm aware, anyway. And I don't know, just a boring vanilla choice of trailers as far as the logs go. I think they should have a semi-trailer like that can hold either 2 lots of short logs, especially if they added them out, or 2 lots of medium. Really. Landon Sears, first time catching you live, love your videos, I appreciate it, dude. I'm still going to need to bring something else over here with a long login attachment. It's weird, this thing can't even have a long login attachment, which again seems a little bit of a waste. There's another tree kind of in the way there, that the loaf just headbutted out of the way. God damn horse. He knows what he's doing. Having a crane on the back of that truck. The roads are really bad. Oh, on the back of this truck. I think, yeah, you can have the big crane. I'm sure would come in handy. It's certainly the right sort of vehicle that should stay pretty planted when it's using the crane. Tyre Fryer, try the IX quad steer mod and the whole map. Kiss your ass. At some point I will be going like, yeah, my modded playthrough and doing this map with mods. I like to see kind of, yeah, test myself against what they've kind of meant the map to be for, all these new trucks and everything. Well, not necessarily new trucks, just the base game trucks. I'll build that. It's a good one. See, with that bridge built and that first landslide cleared, like, say, forget the little faffing around where I just tried to drag that HX thing further along. Getting the beam, changing rolls into beams now isn't as bad. There's a mod trailer that holds 3 sets of medium log shit, that's more like it. We'll get investigating that. again, I'll be using that then most likely on my modded playthrough. Mr. Savage, mighty fine that you have there. Oh, mighty fine hat. It is the best money can buy. Goddamn professional hat. Like I said, especially with this truck, it just like a roof rack on a roof rack. Even more. Oh yeah, 900 supplies, 400 fuel, and 4 spare tyres. So like I said, that add-on on the back of this 6, like for example, I couldn't put the sideboard on with that add-on at the back. That it only gives you 40 fuel and 2 spare tyres. It's a little bit cheap. It's like another 200 fuel and 2 or 4 spare tyres maybe, but for 40 fuel, it's not really going to get you very far when you're doing 12 to 18 litres a minute. Louis C. Marte, I hope I said that right, that's what she said. She certainly did. Drop my camera a bit further, yes. Savage, I'll take 12, exactly. Nothing wrong with a dozen loaves. Well, I think, yeah, I've got about 40, I think I own now. But I use them all. God damn, do I use them all. It's funny, every time I scroll through my garage list, it's like all of my loaves are near the top. And then you scroll down to things like, yep, not used that for about 6 months. But loaves. More use out of them than, yeah, most things. Oh yeah, I suppose I could get some logs while I'm in. Batman. South Carolina. In the house or Lone Wolf. Oh no. It's close. See, keep it pinned, fingers crossed. If I just let off the accelerator there, I don't know. This thing is very good. Like, its weight is clearly very low down. But that was pretty close. There's no 2 ways about it. Yeah, I do need medium. Again, I just change the colour of the writing, or put a black box behind it so I can read it. Always scrolling the camera around, like trying to get that writing behind some snow so I can actually read what the bloody hell it says. Right, hi again. How much you enjoying seeing PS4? I think he said. If so, yeah, well, it's doing its job. Can't complain, enjoying the new maps more than I expected. Yeah, true, in ways I am. There's a few trollish things, but overall, it's I do quite like it, to be honest. I think the phase itself has been pretty successful. Like the first 1 or 2 phases, there's a few hiccups in that, but phase 3 went pretty bloody well, and I liked phase 3 a lot as well. And yeah, even though they're clearly a troll, they're pretty good. Keep us busy for a while anyway. Thought that was water for a second. Where we look, oh there. Probably still would have chanced it. That's why they call it waterlogged. Crook, even Mr. Wolf, how's it going, dude? Rumble by choice, Max trucks can carry 64,000 repair. Yeah, they're definitely, it's more like it. Like I said, for some of you, they might be at the bottom of the list. They might have just removed the mod and then updated something and re-added it. I don't know, if not, maybe they have gone. Bit of a shame if they have, but I think, yeah, every mod I've ever bought, even if it's vanished for a while. Twice Twin Steer, for example, that vanished for probably a good couple of weeks, and that was still there in my garage when when the mod came back and I turned it back on. I just got the new truck today. You on about this one? Got the lights on. How much you? Oh, sorry, phase 4. Yeah, oh yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like I said, I've only really mainly been around the Erskine River map. I suppose I have lapped Cosmodrome now a few times. I've been on that Aegis installation, but I literally didn't go anywhere, and the same with that Chim Chim Cheruski map. So, we'll see. But yeah, Cosmodrome, there's a few trollish bits for the Death Mud I wasn't too impressed with. But other than that, it's going pretty good. need 2 medium logs. Oh, well, I'll go back and get some medium logs, and then I'm going to need long logs. What am I going to bring for long logs? Like I said, yeah, this thing doesn't have a long log. Okay, got it, here we go. In fact, let's just see. I know it's risky, but is it going to try and flip me? Sailor. Did you purchase the Season 2 pass? Not yet, but I will do. I just, to be honest, I just clicked all download on the stuff I needed and loaded the game. I've sort of not been back on the PS Store so far, but yeah, I will be getting it, is the general idea. Toronto Maple Leafs on one screen, SnowRunner on another. Sounds like a good night. Is this the way I just came? Daylight. Like the trailer flips down there. It's not even me for once. I still have my max mod trucks in my garage. Yeah, right there. So I'm reading the comments, they try and sneak a ditch up on me. Currently opening the board map Chernobyl. See, I can say it when I can see it, but it has to be in 5 minutes when I can't, and I'll just say Chim Chim Charuski again. It's just one of those words. Like, not, it's an odd sounding word for an English pronunciation. God, what have I hit? Let me guess. A tree stump, of course it is. I ran over one yesterday with the tyres and got over it. Check for pivot lock. Delete trailers, turn on beacons. No. It's when you've got Fox's mod turned on. Maybe it does it on other mod packs. I don't know, but I definitely... I remember doing it the other week or month or whatever where, yeah, I didn't have the mod turned on and it doesn't let you. Like I said, really, the modders have sort of came up with better ideas than the devs in a lot of ways. Do you think there will be more maps added because of the Season 2 pass? I would have thought so. Yeah, I honestly don't know though, but I assume so. I mean, I assume between Season 1 and that, they you know, there's enough interest in the game and all the rest of it, so they're now planned a Season 2, which, yeah, there's got to be. If it's a whole season pass, there's got to be more maps. Mr. Savage bitching quick winch. That was pretty nice. It could have gone worse, I admit. Tristan Jones, is it late or early for you? What is it? It's 3:15 in the morning. For me, this is like, I don't know, sort of dinner time. But yeah, I mean, it's late for England, I suppose, but I just, with insomnia and all the rest of it, I don't know why, I just don't sleep well at night. I don't really sleep well in the day, but for some reason I sleep better in the day than at night. I saw that tree jump out right in front of you, exactly. Nothing to do with me. Worked out pretty nice with the fuel, but you see, with the loaf on top, I've got a spare 400 litres, so I can still fill this whole thing up again, which makes it a long range truck. Right. Victory horn. Now we need to go and do something with long logs and find a way over there. Oh yeah, I know what I was meant to show you while I remember. Was it this truck? It's not going to let me switch to it. Oh, it did. Even when I wasn't on the first menu. It let me have the long logging add-on, but also a normal crane, which is pretty cool. I suppose, in fact, let's take this and we'll find out, because I don't know if the long logs are going to, like, glitch into that crane and make it go mental, but Nonetheless, I did say last time that it'd be pretty cool if you could have a normal crane and the logging thing. This is that, what's it called? Cat CT681. So we'll see. What's the best way to go? It might just be zipping around there again. I don't necessarily know if going that way is the best idea. But I could cut along the ice and kind of go up that way, yeah. Problem is, if I go around this way of the map, we got that section that I'll probably roll. I don't know, yeah, it's just solid. We'll go this way. That'll do. See how this thing handles. If not, I'll have to go and get that Zix or something. Bloody hell, the rears sit low, doesn't it? It sits very low. Say, will it even handle this stuff? I'm not too confident if it's got a chassis that low, man. I didn't realise how bad that was until that trailer is sat yet, and I think we ain't doing that. So, long story short, the Cat CT681 seems completely out of its depth as well. Probably going to be using these for a lot of this phase 4 then, because there ain't really anything else that can handle it. Which again, it doesn't bother me, because at least we've got this truck, but it just narrows, like, the amount of trucks you can take out. So all it means is I'll just be, yeah, using, like, this truck pretty much. Or a handful of them, like the Dolphin and the Tatra and stuff. Probably the Taiga. But everything else is, that's it, it's just going to stay in the garage collecting dust, because just ain't gonna handle it. Love SnowRunner and 10:20 PM here. Yeah, so what are you then? 5 hours behind me. So you on the east coast of America, I guess, or maybe up in Canada somewhere. I still wish they'd fixed this as well. Not fix it, but it's like every time you move a vehicle with a crane, for some reason it manages to rotate itself. But then I'm now pressing left. I've been pressing left on the D-pad for the last 20 seconds on, since I lifted it. And yeah, look how slow it rotates it, but I'll read some comments. Always downvote. We must... Oh, someone, yeah, there's always someone. I don't mind. It's their downvote to click, but... It's pretty rare I down-click, unless it's like full-on clickbait and not the video it was meant to be. But again, I don't think it really makes a whole lot of difference. It's rare, if ever, you see a video on YouTube these days without a downvote. It's on. Again with the daylight, it really does not last long. It's a good job. I think I already own 5 of these trucks, and yeah. Just crash one owner from me. Stick it on Craigslist. It's funny with that, yeah, well, Craigslist, I always hear it pronounced Craigslist by Americans. It's pronounced Craig over here, but, you know, like in America, do you call people Craig, or is it Craig, is how you pronounce it? You don't really hear it pronounced like that at all over here. Oh yeah, need the long log add-on. Oh, this truck needs it, yeah, definitely. Just turn it on, it ain't really gonna do a lot. Did they add more missions on the original maps like the other seasons? I've not checked. I don't believe they have though, because I was talking to someone the other day. I believe it's that Justin Lynch dude, and yeah, I don't think they have. To be fair, I don't really mind, because we did get a nice chunk of logging missions on them for the last update, and there's quite a lot to do on this at the minute. I wouldn't say no to them, don't get me wrong. It'd be probably something I wouldn't be doing for a month or two, but yeah, there's enough to keep us ticking along that. I can't believe how low the rear chassis sits on that. So I wonder if it is the same as the the Cat's CT680, where it's just got like that, I assume, rocker arm suspension at the rear, and it has sort of no suspension to speak of. Although someone said to me the other day that they'd sorted the suspension on the CT680, so I don't know. We'll have to look later on. I'll get this mission done and we'll have a quick look in the garage. Justin Lynch, 11:50 PM here, so you're only 4 hours behind. Oh no, wait there. 4.5. Craig, yeah, it's weird. Like it. So, is it spelt like you've spelt it? Oh no, yeah, Craig for Craig. Yeah, it's just pretty random. So it's only really because of Craigslist. Like I said, I call it Craigslist, and so would everyone over here. Every time I hear it pronounced, like mainly Americans, it's Craigslist, which kind of has a better ring to it in a way. Lower your third axle. I can, but I'll bet you a lot of money it ain't gonna make any difference. Like, all it is now an unpowered axle that's going to have to be dragged through the snow. If it had power to it... But yeah, essentially it just becomes an unpowered obstacle on the vehicle. That's what I kind of noticed with, what's the other one who did it? Yeah, that 49X. And to a degree the Derry. The old school one, the good, the half decent one. Just thinking that'd be a good place to test the new GMC. It's got power, but the wrong tyres. True. Overall, I've had a little go in that Brigadier thing. It's alright, it's not bad. One of the better trucks for the DLC truck. I quite like the 49X, the Western Star thing, but it's just got crappy tyres and it couldn't handle those Phase 2 max. The Apache though, that is still definitely like the worst DLC thing. I'm struggling to pull it here because I'll turn on engine. Why does it turn it off every goddamn time? Right, so they should give you like a minute window before it turns the engine off. Just so if you're switching back and forth, it's not, I don't mind, like, to be fair, if I'm winching a vehicle, I don't mind just pressing square to turn that back on each time. But the situations where if you're halfway, like, winching trucks up a dodgy hill and all sorts, and you have to switch between the vehicles and back, every time you switch, the engine's off, which means your truck can just start rolling backwards down a hill and all sorts until it fires up. Yeah, I think these vehicles, other than this Zips, are kind of just completely out of their depth. At least when I do the review videos, most of it will just be on the normal maps anyway. Which is probably good for them, because they're just not going to be any use here. I can't really think of many places on Cosmodrome they're going to be handy either. Especially not if they're sitting as low as that thing is. I blame the accents. Yeah, and all these trucks lowering the axle is always a bad idea. Yeah, it's like, it's still kind of like, yeah, cool that they've added it and you can raise the axle up and down. But I just think the fact that it has no power going to it, the only thing it can ever do is drag itself through mud and snow as you're trying to drive. Like in real life, obviously you drop it down to spread the weight on your chassis, but in this game you're not going to snap your chassis in half if you don't lower it, so it's just never going to be an issue. So it's just more of a gimmick really, which again is not, you know, it's not the end of the world, but I wouldn't say it's going to give you any particular advantage. We'll see how well this truck can get through there. And then grab me a log. Sod it. Yeah, is that? I bet that's a patch of trollish stuff there. I can smell it. smoke pouring out. Single-handedly causing global warming. That's what we need. A bit more of that. We'll find some decent British summers. Is GMC Brigadier worth it? Again, it's hard. I don't want to say yes or no, because it's one of them where it's like, depends how much you play the game, how much you'd use it, all the rest of it. Like, I think it's not bad for a DLC truck. It's certainly not one of the most powerful in the game. This thing would eat it for breakfast, I have no doubt. It's probably the best of the other trucks. I'd say it's better than this thing has been performing behind me, or that HX520. It's kind of like a bigger version of that Kodiak C70, which for a sort of beginner truck, I don't think that was like that bad. So yeah, overall, I mean, put it this way, I don't regret buying it, but the amount of time I play this game and all the rest of it, I just know I'll get my £3 worth out of it or whatever. But yeah, it's one of them, like, I sort of can't just flat out say yes, it's worth it. The only one really, to be fair, that I would say is worth it is the Navistar. It's only about £1.69 or something in the PS store, and it's a decent truck. That is like just a nice truck. Nicely balanced, the weight feels correct on it, the power introduction. Maybe since they've cocked up the gearboxes, it might be a little less, but that's hit everything the same, so it's still relatively pretty bloody good. But yeah, for £3 or whatever it was, it's like, it's now a little bit dearer, so it's got to justify itself a bit more. I'll do a review on it pretty soon. I just kind of wanted to get this sort of truck, yeah, all done and reviewed, like the locations. I assume this is the one most people are going to be wanting. Oh, it was the same really. This was the one. 46Y by Hi Wolfman, Tube lied to me and showed you was not on, so I missed the start as usual. No worries, dude. Appreciate you joining us. I got to say the notifications and everything on YouTube are anyone's guess. Not sure how they work, but not very well. Rick G755, hello from Kentucky, US. Wow, that we ain't doing that. Decision was almost as fast as that winch hat trick coming down the mountain. It doesn't take me long to do a we ain't doing that decision. I could already tell. Spent enough time on this game to know when the game's just going to make me go. I mean, look at it now. Again, it doesn't make me angry doing this, but it's just like, this isn't engaging gameplay anymore. This is now just squeezing a throttle, watching a truck go 0.1 mile an hour, and that's it. There's no risk. I'm not going to fall over. There's nothing to react to or anything. You just literally, like, this is the point where I'm like, okay, I'll scroll through YouTube, choose a video, I'll go and stick the kettle on. I'll probably go and stick the kettle on, and I'll still be squeezing the throttle of the remote when I'm 2 rooms away and I can't even see the TV. But I just know that there's nothing's going to happen, so I'm fine. And it's like, yeah, that's where they overdo it, in my humble opinion. Justin Lynch, would be nice if they'd add a diff upgrade for the Navi. Yeah, true. I do agree with that. I think it's pretty solid for not having that diff upgrade. But I absolutely, yeah. Like, if they added that option, I would add it to the truck. There's no doubt about it. Yep. We found some differently coded snow. I got the Navi with a pre-order and bought the 49X. Yeah, I was supposed to get the Navistar with a pre-order, but it didn't have it, so I just bought it from the PS store. Just because, to be honest, for £1.69, it's like the hour or two it's going to take me of emailing them and emailing them back and all that crap. It's like, sod it, I'll just buy the bloody thing again. Really? Nice and close. Oh man, he's like an anchor, man. one axle's gone under. It's gone over. Still waiting for him to add dynamite in this game. Now what's it bloody caught on? Are both wheels not over? Yes, they are. Yeah, so long story short, I really don't like this Cat CT681. From the very short time we've just spent with it on the stream, it's pretty shit, to be honest. It can't seem to do anything. Can't drive through snow, can't get over a log. How many places under a truck do you need to get caught? So yeah, clearly there's lots of things under the truck that like to catch on everything. I'm severely tempted to abandon it, but I can't, because it's got the bloody long log in there. Mr. Smarty Pants, I did almost all of Phase 3 with the Pacific trucks, all Pacific every day. I do like the Pacific trucks, to be honest. That P512 is pretty decent, probably, I believe, yeah, my favourite out of the ones they added. P16 is an awesome truck. P12 is a letdown. I still think that thing is just underpowered and not very good. Let me guess, now the other wheel has gone under. No, she popped through. Now it's probably the long logging trailer's turn to get stuck. Yep. Saw that one coming a mile off. Next time you get into the... oh no, this is not the International. The windscreen's upside down. I'll check that out. I mean, well, we'll lift that axle back up because that's just not helping anybody. But yeah, I mean, look at it. Clearly, this truck is just completely not made for anything like this terrain. Like, this is a truck they should have given us on Michigan. It's funny, I had a theory the other day as to why they put all these stupid trees that instantly pop out of the ground. You know that, like, panic winch I just did a minute ago where I grabbed that lamppost and I didn't tip over? I believe it's to catch you out on panic winch situations, because it's not just that there's lots of winch points that pop out of the ground, but it gives them priority. If you test it yourself, find a patch where there's trees that'll pop out and there's a few immovable winch points. It'll give you all the ones that'll pop out first. Like, it gives them priority, which is a pain in the arse when there's 50 winch points there and you're just trying to pick one and it makes you go through like all 30 of them. Which way do we go around? This one looks less rocky. I'm not worried about this thing, it's that bloody thing behind me. Yeah, we won't be using that thing much. Turn on engine. My favourite truck, I think, if it had chainable tyres, would be almost perfect. Oh, the P512. Yeah, true, yeah. I do like that. It's got a nice pace to it and all the rest of it. It tips a little bit easy. Not bad, but not great either. Dean Young, good save. I believe that was, yeah, getting over the messing around there. Still definitely not impressed with this truck so far. Not this thing, yeah, that pack. Driving through the water to your R. Not sure what you mean by that. The logman came out of hibernation. I must admit that he's definitely been given a few extra shifts to place trees everywhere. Somebody said on the, I believe it was on the PTS server or whatever, the PC version, they'd removed a lot of those trees, but it doesn't appear so, because I keep finding enough of them. Well, we've already found, what, 3 tonight? not on a whole lot of missions. Yeah, it's definitely a shame this thing can't have the long logs on it. It would make life a lot easier. The good news is though, because they've, I believe with this Phase 4 update, they're letting modders mod DLC trucks, whereas they weren't before, so that's why there was never any mods of, I don't know, say the F750, the Taz, the Warthog, the P512, that new Paystar, the Boar, all those sort of things, whereas, yeah, they're going to be allowed now. I assume there'll just be some kind of lock on it, which this is what I said ages ago, like, it can't be that hard just to lock those mods behind something so you have to own the season pass to get access to them. And I believe they are going to do that. So stuff like the Apache, that should be able to get like a yeah, modded version. That truck's now ramming into the back of me, which means now it's actually driving. I'm just going to go for a little drive in it. I don't think it'll get far, but I actually would like to see if it can do anything. And on this kind of compact ground, it's not having a problem. Oh, well, there you go. Found one little bit of snow. Completely killed it. It just sits too low, like anything other than just I mean, look at that front diff or whatever it is. Like, that ain't going to take hardly anything, and it start catching on that. I assume those fuel tanks were catching. Funny enough though, it didn't stall then. That's flooring it in high gear and it's not stalling, so that's quite interesting. I mean, yeah, it's like quite nice. Again, if this was on Michigan, it'd probably be quite a nice truck. It just seems completely out of its depth. It might be able to fly down roads like this, but the chances of you having that option all the way kind of slim to none. Yeah, as soon as you hit this stuff, it's just going to eat you. Which, a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. You're not going to let me switch to it. I've driven a P510 in my youth, but I'm old. I assume that's pretty similar to the P512. It's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever driven any kind of big truck, to be honest. To avoid that tree, drives through the water. I'll check it out next time, dude. I've also driven the Western Star twin steer quite a bit, but in Western Canada it's referred to as a tandem, or with the big tyres. Yeah, the twin steer, I was watching a video on that like a little while ago, but it looked pretty cool, not gonna lie. I wouldn't mind driving all stuff like that. The one thing, like, in England and that, I just wouldn't enjoy driving a vehicle on the roads in the day because of traffic, and a lot of our roads, to be honest, because England's like been around so long, a lot of roads are like tight little twisty village roads, and I wouldn't really enjoy driving a big fat truck down some of the little country lanes we have over here. But if I was messing around on like a construction site or whatever, I'd, yeah, I'd be loving it, man. Has anyone got to the fourth map? Is that, yeah, that Chim-Chim-Cheruski or whatever it's called? Well, I've got there, like it's... Once you've got Cosmodrome explored, you can, well, you don't even have to technically explore Cosmodrome, you can get there basically. Like, the gateway is pretty much on the opposite end of the map, but there's no missions to complete to be able to get onto it. So I assume this mud here has basically got to be the equivalent of death mud, because this thing's been motoring through super mud, pretty normal. This was about how fast or slow it was wading through that death mud in like the review video yesterday where I got the Tatrin stuck. So I know for a fact that Cat CT681 wouldn't stand a chance, but kind of means they've made, like, normally the login stations are kind of like super mud on all the normal maps. They've took it up another notch for this one, because even this thing's like struggling, I assume. Yep, just managed to get caught on the edge of a tree stump. I can already say with this truck here, you'd be better off if I could fit a long logging attachment on the little Zix, the 30 grand truck. At least that sits taller. Like, this truck at the minute, the Cat, is just a dead weight to me. The only reason I need to keep bringing it is because of the bloody long logging trailer, but it's just clearly of no use whatsoever. Trailer does not support this cargo. Oh, short logs, shit. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that they've added bloody short logs. This is what I wanted to see, if it glitches into the crane. Yes. So we just made a terrible truck. Probably even worse. If only they just add a long logging trailer add-on. Or the long logging cradle thing to a loaf. Job done. Oh god, tree stump. In the road. Like, surely, in real life, if someone had built a logging station and everything, they would remove that log. I can handle ones at the side of the road, but that. Like, hand me the dynamite. That's just swamp mud. Yeah, it's definitely, doesn't make for an easy pass in that one. Story time. I've got to think of something, dude, that's the thing. Between all the ones that I've said and then I've edited out of videos and all sorts, trying to remember what I haven't said is becoming the more difficult issue. I think the little Zix C got a buff. Pretty cool if it has. I quite like that truck anyway. Truck is just terrible, man. I know I've kind of not helped with the crane, but seriously, it's just not good. That's one thing I might. Oh, there you go. It's fucking useless. I'm gonna go and get another truck. I'm not handling that. So we can definitely, so far, first impressions, that's the worst truck. I don't know, might be that they've ever added. I'm not even saying that lightly. So there's the two Cats, I bought them both earlier. So the suspension might be the same type. Don't know. Should have tried. Where is it? That's the one. The Brigadier. We'll take this out then, because I suppose some people will be wanting to know, like, how it performs. Well, I don't know 100% myself. Like I say, I've only had so much time to try certain things out. Bit of daylight again. In fact, sorry, I just want to see if I can have a login crane on this as well. Yes. Oh, you tosser. Turn on engine in winch truck. Oh, true, was that off? Still, it was catching on something that wasn't just like the wheel spinning or what. In fact, I suppose that thing over there had a logging trailer. Yeah, that was like getting caught on something. I think because I've got the crane added as well, and those logs were kind of punching into it, it was sort of bending the chassis like the opposite way to what you'd want, really. I don't know how well this is going to go over this snow either, to be honest. I've got a feeling it'll do a bit better than that Cat did, because it actually has normal suspension. But yeah, this bit. Tree held on pretty well. There's no way around it. These maps are definitely going to be some slowness going on. They've fucked this game. In some ways, yeah, I do agree. In other ways, I still think it's also a very good game, but there's definitely like a lot of issues that have accumulated over the last year. Someone said to me the other day, can I stop talking about bugs in the game? But it's like, I can't really, because they kind of affect my everyday gameplay. Well, I don't mind the maps necessarily being this insane, and overall I have enjoyed this new phase, but like I said, stuff like the amount of trucks they've given us that haven't got the mud chained, and then that 6 can't have the big login attachment and all, like, they're just, I don't know, they don't give us the right tools for the job is what kind of annoys me. It's not the right word, because I don't get mad about it like that, it's just a game, but you know what I mean. It's just like disappointing that it's like, in real life I could stick this login thing on the back of that Zix, even if it's not meant to. It's like, find someone with a welder, pay them enough, and it will happen. So yeah, and again, like somebody said the other day in the comments, like, why have the American trucks not got the chained muds, or muds, sorry? And they're right. It's like, why haven't they? It's not like America can't invent mud tyres. So it's just the fact that they, instead of giving you like all the options and then you just customise to what you want, they've already kind of customised the trucks in terms of what they don't let you have, so you just have to make do with what's left. Yeah, the liftable axles, yeah, exactly, for like highway use, like helping spread the weight on your truck, but like I said, that's not an issue in a game like this. In a way, it's, I suppose, be kind of cool if they did it where if you had a heavy trailer it could snap your chassis. There are contrails behind you. I like a bit of them. Better than chemtrails. And John, I hope the console-friendly Elite T100 gets approved. Yeah, I know, I keep hearing a lot about this, but I've yet to be able to give it a go myself. I mean, yeah, overall, you can see with this Brigadier, it's like a little bit out of its depth on this kind of map, but I still, overall, it's putting up a good enough fight for what it's been given that I still think it probably, as long as you play this game enough, and if you already own the season pass, etc., it probably is worth the money. But again, like, I don't know, kind of make your own decision on that. Don't buy it, dislike it, and then go, oh god, you told me to buy it. I'm not. Yeah, I mean, it's got enough pace to it, it's ticking along, it's a nice enough pace in the high gear. It's actually quite, it's not the fastest in the high gear, not as fast as that Cat CT681 I was just driving went along that flat bit of terrain, but it's to the point where it's not going to get drifty and all mental now, so yeah, it's looking not too bad. Yeah, we do have mud tyres for highway tractors in the States. I've owned a few sets when I own my own truck. Annoys me. Yeah, I mean, it's just, the hell? Well, I kind of didn't see the start of that because I was reading the comment, but by the time I looked back, it didn't really look like I should have tipped. Now we're going to have to come back with something. Oh, in fact, yes. See, this is why you leave trucks lying everywhere. Solve that problem. To be honest, I should have just brought a bloody dolphin with a long logging thing on it. But I'd like to try some of the new trucks. Not for very long. Maybe I just got unlucky. To be honest, like I said, I didn't see the start of how I just rolled it then, but I turned into it nice and early, and it looks like I should have caught it, but maybe I just got unlucky with a rock under the chassis. Caught a rock while turning, was it? Yeah. We'll sort of give it a free pass on that one, because I don't know if I can blame the truck. That one, no, dolphin. It had its cocaine for breakfast or something. It was shit, wasn't it? Uh-oh. To be honest, it's funny, I've seen a comment. It always makes me laugh. Someone put a comment earlier on a video from a few weeks ago, and they were angrily explaining to me that I need to calm the F down how I drive and that, and it's just funny. It's funny when somebody angrily tells you to calm down over a game. But yeah, I kind of like little rescues. What I don't like is when the truck is crap, like that Cat CT681, and then it also sucks and just rolls over nothing. But every now and then, yeah, I enjoy that part of the game. I like damage mechanics in general, hence why I like games like Wreckfest as well. Cheers, Dolphin. Get like 2 foot down the road, I'll hit this. Go rolling again. Which way? Probably don't want to go that way. If this starts going slow, I'm just going to get that dolphin and winch in. This will trigger the guy. My amazing driving. Close. Not even reach them over there. She's gone. Dolphin. Time to save the day again. Yeah, what do you think? A little bit later on, I could either go on to Cosmodrome, or I don't know. I could stay on this map. I've not got many missions like even unlocked to even know what I need to do on Cosmodrome, so it'll be kind of limited. Oh, there it is. That's a nice thing with the Dolphin. It's weighted low enough, even if you tip it, unless it really goes over, it finds its way back to its wheels very well. That GMC, I have to say, it probably, in its defence, that logging crane it's got on does sit like a lot of weight very high up. But it doesn't appear to be the most stable, particularly on that first roll I had. Like, that was definitely savable in a lot of trucks. I mean, you can see it there, like it's already, now it's trying to tip the other way, so it's not putting in the best show. Well, it might be like locking into the ground. I have noticed that a lot since this last phase. Again, I really hope they do some sort of mini patch soon and get that gone. Yeah. Does it just tip? Oh, it didn't quite tip. Back over. Still think they need to tune down. Oh, fuel tank to add on weight, yeah, big time. In the end, I rarely, if ever, take them anymore. I just take that maintenance trailer, because even though that's a wobbly mess, it doesn't weigh a lot, so it struggles to try and take your truck with it as and when it does tip. And I should have got a bit of fuel in the old Dolphin. I'll nick the Brigadier's fuel, but I was near that warehouse. I'd already planted a little scout fuel trailer there. This is literally, though, why I just scatter fuel things all over the place. It's pretty rare you're never going to use them, and even if you don't use them, it's still nice. Rather have it and not use it than need it and not have it. It's better suited in my truck anyway. But still, to be fair, like I say, I don't think that Brigadier is too bad. I'll give it its proper test. Well, when I do the review video, that'll let me know everything I need to know. But the fact that it has got that crane on it, that doesn't help the situation. Just ram. Exactly. If in doubt, give it a ram. Scout fuel trailer is good though. Yeah, Scout fuel trailer feels about right. That doesn't feel like it's been, like, messed up. I mean, what the hell is going on here? It's very fast, getting to the point where I'm not going to be liking any trucks in this game except for, like, the odd few. Yeah, like the Dolphin and that new Zips. Can be loaf, of course, but it was never in question. Really does not want to tip. Well, so far, I mean, this mission should have been a pretty bloody easy mission. Take the metal beams there, that went fine. Take the medium logs there, that went fine. Long logs has probably took an hour so far. And we still ain't any closer. Because at this rate, I am just going to go and get a Dolphin with a long logging thing on it. Piston flip. Yeah, you can fuck off as well. Oh no, not change truck. Cover. Oh, see, bloody hell, man, the amount of lack of options. Right. Finally, something that can actually handle the terrain. Imagine an Antarctica map. That'd be pretty cool, though. Yeah, it's, I know what you mean, though. Will SnowRunner have the player take oil from pumps and deliver them? I have absolutely no idea, dude. Could well be, but your guess is as good as mine. Probably better. Just drive the truck to flip it over. What do you mean? I can't drive the truck that's flipped over to flip it over. My boat has sailed. Ram it, I could, but to be honest, I can't be arsed fucking around with these shitty trucks. I just want to actually crack on and do a few missions, so I was hoping to demonstrate some of the new vehicles they've added, but there's no point, because they're all just shit. Oh well, the Brigadier isn't, I don't think, shit, but it clearly can't handle these maps, so again, it'll be good on, like, some other maps, but these particular ones, the maps are too brutal for those kind of trucks. Should have just brought me Dolphin. Now he's got a broken fuel tank. If we can make it to loaf, we're alright. In fact, good point. There was a bit of fuel there, but I've only got to get up here. Are you doing the lift-off contract? I will be. I'm not started it or anything at the minute. I assume that's on Cosmodrome. doesn't matter anymore, there's not really any suspension left to delete. Change truck. Looks like it's packed, that's why. It'd be nice if you could access the roof racks without having to get in the vehicle. Give them some fuel while I'm here. See, strategically place loaf, saves the day, as usual. That Azov seems pretty good. Have to use that more. Small, yeah, this is a beast, one of the best trucks in the game easily. The small tank. I was going to say the small tank is fuel. The fuel tank is small, but because this thing goes pretty quick, it gets a lot of usage out of that small tank, and if you just bring a loaf with you, or other supplies, it's one of them. Like, all I'm saying though is a truck with a bigger fuel tank that goes slower, you're still going to get the same amount of distance really, because you're just going to, yeah, use more fuel per metre travelled. See, when I was ticking on there, I'm only using 4 litres of fuel there I was. Even flooring it in high range because it was just admittedly a nice smooth road. But yeah, the old Dolphin. Definitely love this truck. I think this is pretty much my favourite truck. The Loaf's my favourite scout and vehicle in general, but this is, as far as the actual trucks go, this is, I think, my favourite one. It's also got an engine that's practically impossible to kill. Obviously, if you drown it, you can, but I mean, as in, like, if you smash into a tree or anything, you don't take engine damage in this truck. Nice. I haven't used it much, not sure why. I've used the similar Azov, yeah, John. I'd say this is better than John, nothing against John, but it's a lot quicker. Well, they're probably not that different really in terms of abilities, it's just, yeah, this can get on with it really. John is kind of, you're absolutely forced to go slow, even if you're on a highway, it just, yeah, there's only a pretty low top speed. True Dog, the Dolphin is the best, yeah, I definitely, personally, I agree with that anyway. I believe they do a new Russian hardcore map because of the new Tatra. I have no idea. Someone was asking as well, I will try hard mode at some point. I'm going to try and reply to some of the comments after this live stream. By the time I finished editing and everything yesterday, it was about 14-15 hours, and honestly, I just needed an hour or two of not looking at a screen before I go to bed. But I will try and catch up on them. But yeah, I will try hard mode at some point. It's probably not going to be in like the next day or so, because there's just so much other stuff at the minute to... I'm not going to be doing a lot on hard mode as well, I've got to be honest. I'm not going to be doing like a whole nother playthrough, because it's just arbitrary limitations that don't really mean a lot. It's going to make me do it at night, like I can't change the time of day, speaking of which. Yeah, I'm going to have to, like... You can't sell trailers back, so I'm not going to be able to have any messing around time where I blow a load of money on trailers and all sorts. I'm just going to have to be very mission focused, and I don't know, if they'd released hard mode at the start, I probably would have done it, but they've kind of... Jesus Christ, that's Death Snow. Abort mission. Yeah, it's one of them where it's like, by now, it's not anything that I really need to get into, it's just a list of, like, yeah, things that are essentially going to limit my fun and that's about it. But for other people, it may well be for you. I'm not saying don't do it or whatever. Is that just some random scenery trailer? I think it is. And to be honest, I'm not even looking where I'm going. I was following those tyre tracks. Let's just make it to there and then we'll get motoring. Well, yeah, lesson of the day so far, though. If you come and do this church mission or whatever, do not bring one of those new trucks. I was going to say, I think I should be able to move in here. I believe I was just hooked on one of those trees, but like the ones that disappear after you sort of bump into them. I don't know though, that looks more stuck, just in general. Pull them out, I assume. Yeah, this map takes no prisoners. Oh, wrong point. Best off just driving over the rocks. Got you swampy there. Nearly end you. Snow just falls under the truck, and the truck falls into a hole. Oh god, that's pretty true. Dolphin should be right getting over this. A lot better than that other one. In the Mustang. I have absolutely no idea what you're on about, dude. I mean a map with much more creepy mud because the Zix rip more and the Tatra is even better. More dead mud. I don't know. The death mud stuff's just a bit boring to me. Again, I wouldn't even necessarily say it's difficult. It's too slow to be difficult. It's just tedious. Jason Paul Manuel, sup Lone Wolf, how's it going, dude? Just getting my ass kicked by this map. Trying to deliver one set of bloody logs. And it's to a church. Jesus should have helped me. But no. What a selfish bastard. I want to die for everyone's sins, but he didn't get up his arse for my logging mission. We could do, really do with a good actual rocky map. Make good use of tuned suspension and more technical driving. True, the only thing is they'd have to do something with like the grip stats as far as climbing over rocks because they're bloody terrible. See, like this now, this is obviously death snow again. It's like, it's just boring. It doesn't do anything other than just make you sit. All I'm doing is squeezing down the throttle. There is zero difficulty to what's going on. Aussie man, hello Wolf, at work tonight. You'll get there eventually. Mark himself, hey what's up man, how's it going dude? Ozman, do you want a guy who walked everywhere? Sorry, it keeps jumping the comment around. Drew Dog, yeah, ruins the game. Yeah, for me it just takes like the fun out of it. I don't mind going slow, like I said, like the super snow is about the limit. I used to not really like that, but considering what they've the way they've taken this game, then sod it. I'll retract my original statement and I'll accept super snow. But yeah, it's just not. There's nothing. Again, if they offered you things to work around it, like you could put bigger, fatter mud tyres on and all sorts, but because they don't offer that with everything, it's like, yeah, that does take the edge off, which, like I said, at least modders have kind of stepped up to the plate and made things a lot more fun with a lot of the stuff they've added. So it was all bloody death mud through it, wasn't it? Going around the other way. And especially when it comes like to making videos and doing live streams and that, it's one of them where, I don't know, because I'm live streaming now, there is a certain amount of pressure probably put on by myself, but I mean you kind of want things going on the screen to be entertaining. And yeah, driving at 0.1 mile an hour just isn't. And it's bad enough when you're just playing the game, but when you're live streaming and you're kind of well aware that 97 people are watching you do the same, it's I don't know, yeah, not the most ideal. On remote, that's right. Extend that warranty. That's, by the way, I know it's random, but if you don't attach the trailer and just stick it on the winch point, you can reverse and it'll just flop around all over the place. It won't try and take you with it, though. Not to the degree it normally does. Oh, don't do it to me, Dalton. It's probably my fault, to be fair. I did kind of see that coming, but decided to keep her pinned. See, again though, with the camera angles, you see how from there it just, I don't know, it sort of makes you think the map looks pretty flat, and then when you actually adjust it around, it's like, well, I'm actually on a bit of a hill there. See there as well, it's like it lures you into a false sense of how level you are. One day they will code some system of priority into the winches. I'm probably going to need that Zix to tow me through this login station anyway, because it appears to be this new death mud stuff. We'll see, find out. The Rhino C worked well. Yeah, when I got onto my modded playthrough, I'm sure there's all the mods will just kind of make this map a lot easier. But like I said, I'm going to sort of do it as the game intended me to. So there won't be any mods on this playthrough. But long story short, I can already kind of tell I'm probably going to have a lot more fun on the modded playthrough than this one, because I can just tell there's going to be too many places where they choose tedium over fun. Dalton got through there pretty well, actually. Tree stump, I've seen you. So anytime you'd like to steer, Dalton, you let me know. Pinch a bit of fuel. Back. Just going to take the zips as well, sod it. Livestream is what live is about. We all run into the same shit. Yeah, true. Yeah, I know what you mean. It, like say, it's partly like self-imposed pressure in a way, but there's just that kind of desire to try and be up to something a little bit more entertaining than wheel spinning indefinitely. But certainly with this game, and especially this phase, and a fair bit of that's going to be on the menu. Thankfully, though, at least they have added this. Imagine if they didn't add this thing. It'd be a serious pain. Then at least now, to be honest, it's only really the login missions, but already from what I've learned tonight doing it, when it comes to the long logs, yeah, I'll take this and I'll take, a dolphin. I'll literally just be equipping the best of the best stuff. Because it's just not worth it with the other trucks. Even these are fighting a bit, like it's not a walk in the park. But with the balance of this truck versus the maps, I actually think that has all been balanced pretty nicely. It's just a shame that to do that, they've just kind of cock-blocked 45, 50 other vehicles from being any good at all really in the game at the minute. 3 days and 25 gigs left in data plan. I think I'll survive. Should be all good there. I used to make do off a gig a month, or 3 gig a month, sorry, and then every gig over that was another 10 quid. So when I actually used to, like I said, update my World of Tanks Blitz game on my phone, that was like a 2.1 gig update, I'd have to buy 30 quid's worth of internet if I was going to do it on my little dongle internet thing. Hence why I walked around connecting to people's Wi-Fi. Did it that way. Well, again, it was my internet, but because they were with the same company, I could access my internet via their router or whatever the hell you call it. Oh, this thing's getting low on the old juice. Let's fuel him up. Come on down on the D-pad. That's right. Pretty nice horn on it as well. I mean, again, not like P16 good or anything, but it's got enough oomph to it that it sounds good enough. Just Wyvern. Now, as mean as it may be to say, I think in terms of difficulty and making it work, they seem to be lacking creativity. Where the fire broke, I assume it's run out of comment space. Yeah, there is a bit, like I say, I think the modders have been a lot more creative. I was watching a video, in fact I can link it. I was watching like the top 10 crazy off-road vehicles video the other day. And some of them on there are actually pretty good. It's the sort of video you'd look at it and be like, oh, that's some clickbait type video, but it actually wasn't. And there was some good looking stuff on there, and it's like, man, when you actually think about it, the amount of 6-wheeled, like, pretty ordinary stuff they've added into this game, and they could have added so much more. It kind of highlighted it when you saw a video like that. Out of fuel. Worked out nicely. 7.5 grand, that's a rip-off, man. The XP, I don't know if that's good or not, but it doesn't really bother me, because well, I assume there's still, maximum rank 30, so XP means nothing. Well, at least we got the bloody thing done. What next? That's the question. Do we even, The thing is, I could go to Cosmodrome, but it's not like that's going to make life any easier. That's going to be an absolute super punish of its own anyway, so... What do we got? Well, in fact, let's have a quick look at the contracts. They're all locked. There's quite a lot. Is there any that like access to location or anything like that? I'm only selecting them and then unselecting them because then it kind of highlights them on the contract screen. Those ones that are like a little white box now. I saw something to do with a loaf there. Season Pass 2 available, €25. Yeah, I think it's 20 quid on my one. Of the old finest English pounds there is. Access to location. Delivered to the garage in, oh god, Chimnamaruski, whatever it was. Yeah, not doing that one then. Oh, they're all that one. I know North and Asia, I've not been there though, so I can't really do that. Alright, forget the contract things, they're just going to be all over the bloody place. We'll have to stick to these. Unlucky, no, not doing that one. Nope. Deliver to the local resident's house. So you want that trailer. Oh, down on the D-pad. Stop doing it to me. So apparently I've got to go and get a concrete slab. I'll track it. We'll have a quick look. I might do that one, but I'm going to have to go to, apparently, Cosmodrome to get a concrete slab. Not going to be... yeah, I'm going to say I've already done a bridge mission. Bridge to the island, landslide, nope. Nope. Sod it, we'll do as quid pro quo then. Is it a ramped flatbed? Is the next question. Which one still has supplies? Still got its roof rack, that's good. We'll take all that fuel. Yep, that low. Yep. Boys. Helps if you take the handbrake off. So I'm going to grab that trailer. Hopefully it's a ramp flatbed. Didn't think I'd ever say that, but if it's a saddle low, I won't be able to do it in this truck. I don't really fancy doing it in any other truck right now. I bought Season 2 for $24.99 US. That's not too bad. It seems a bit expensive then for €25, because I think they're sort of worth a little bit more than the dollar, but a bit less than the pound. Gets a bit bouncy there. No, the items are already on the trailer. Yeah, but it's what is the trailer though? If it's a ramped flatbed, I can tow it now. If it's a semi-trailer, then it's going to need something with the saddle low. And this thing doesn't even have the option. I could go and get another Dolphin, but kind of don't fancy just driving over to this corner of the map again. I've kind of been doing that most of tonight. Should focus on fixing the roads first. Yeah, to be fair, I will do pretty soon. It's only because I'm sort of doing the live stream. I've already fixed one bridge. I just sort of didn't want to make the whole live stream fixing bridges, but literally like tomorrow or whatever, I might even do. I don't know if I'll do a video on them, but yeah, I'm going to get them ticked off the list. The bridges and the landslides, I want to get ticked off the list pretty quick. And then, like you say, yeah, just at least opens more options for which routes I can take and all the rest of it. We'll get some of this one done. We'll see about this mission. Well, we'll see how long it takes us. But we are nearly 2 hours. Right, let's pick a route. To be fair, we'll go back up this way. Probably through that way. Don't worry about the other stuff in a minute. Yeah, high gear is actually quite nice in this vehicle. Obviously, it's got the. I was going to say, I've just seen all the tree stumps. Yeah, I don't know. It's capable of stalling in high range, but it feels actually like it's faster than the. It's not me going through these. I know that trailer behind me. It's just when I then get stuck on them all if it doesn't tip. Looks like we're going to have to go this way. That's probably one of the main things I don't like about tree stumps though. The way they've just planted them all there, the only reason anybody there thought to put those trees there was so I couldn't just turn around there and go that way, which is sort of fair enough, but I don't know, it goes against the free-range nature of the game. It's supposed to be you choose where to go, but really, if you actually start looking behind the scenes, it's like the devs choose where you go because they put stuff like that you can't do anything about wherever they don't want you to go, and they put invisible hitboxes on that bridge because they don't want you to cross there, and it's all, yeah, the more times you bump into something like that, the more you become aware that it's like you're being kind of herded towards a certain way rather than getting to choose it yourself. Same like first season pass, it's fine. I should imagine it's worth it, the second season. I can't honestly say because I don't know what they're going to release. Obviously, when they released this game, they already said, for the first 3 phases anyway, what would be coming. And they didn't really say a lot about phase 4, but they probably didn't necessarily have a season 2 in mind. They probably thought, you know, the game will be sort of one of those, it's been and gone by the time it's at the end of its first season, but I believe there is still enough interest in general. But yeah, they've gone for a second season, but then they've probably not had another year to plan that, if that makes sense. They probably only made the decision like a few months ago that there's still enough interest for it to be worth investing in a second season. Derek Lacasio? I hope that's how you say it. Or Lacasio. Hi, SnowRunner, how you doing? I'm good, dude. How are you doing? Yukon is so grindy. Yukon. Oh yeah, is that the like flooded foothills and that? Yeah. I've still got a load of missions to do on there because part of it was more that they glitched. Like there was too many cabins you had to deliver and stuff. Obviously they fixed them by now, but by then I was already kind of over the map in general, to be honest. I don't even think they had season 1 in mind, but the V-Nets. I still don't know what you're on about, dude. I would have thought they had had season 1 in mind, because they showed all like the first 3 phases of that before they even released the game. I seen like footage and content of the season pass stuff months before this came out. Counters stuck there headed. As always, there'll be someone like that. Gets involved, that's always the way. As far as DLC decisions go, there, it's usually more the publishers than the actual devs themselves. Let's get a bit of daylight. But stuff like, I don't know, invisible hitboxes, blah blah blah, that is just, yeah, dev choice while they're designing the game. Careful going down the snowy patch of road just before the bridge to Island. Has about a dozen bad camper spots that will tip you easily. Shit man, what's that for? The just before the bridge to the Island. Try and remember. Maybe I'll probably remember too late, but thanks for the heads up either way. Launch every 3 months a new season until season 8. I don't know. Maybe, but I can't really see that happening. Well, the thing with the season pass, it kind of implies it's the whole season rather than... So there should be more elements to the season 2 than just one lump called season 2, so I can't see them dropping one every 3 months up to season 8. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't be putting my money on that. Right, I'm assuming it's going to last, you'd think another year, really, because like I said, season pass the first one. But generally, that's what usually you get from the season passes, like a year's worth. It's usually broken up into 4 bits, the same with Call of Duty, you get the season pass version, and then, yeah. Normally you get 4 lots of like new maps and new guns and all the rest of it. See how it goes in high gear before, just am I going the right way? Because I kind of messed up with my little markers. Oh, I probably should have gone the other way, but it shouldn't really matter in this truck. Close enough. So it seems the truck's handled better in a more with fine-tuned gearbox and mud tyres, except of course in uphill ice roads. It's a shame that. The main thing I don't really like about, yeah, the fine-tune is how it slows you down when you go into reverse gear, and then obviously the fine-tune ones. And again, the gearbox may well handle better. I could well see that being the case, because like I said, they kind of broke all the other gearboxes when they added it, so you sort of made that the case. But I don't know, I just, say for example with my low-range gears, I've got high, low, medium, low and low, low. When am I going to need halfway between high and low? Or sorry, high and medium? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I need that level of precision. Like, I can say then add, I don't know, 33%, 66, 99 or 100%. Like, am I ever going to need, you know, 58.4% of my gearbox ratio and all that stuff? It just seems a little bit more accurate than it probably needs to be. But the actual gearbox itself, I appreciate, might function overall better, because yeah, like I said, they sort of broke all the others. You use the crane at the garage to put it on there. Oh, the loaf, yeah, just pop the loaf on the roof and it offers you the option to pack the vehicle as if it was in the trailer, or like the sideboard in this case. Don't you think the season is a year long? Yeah, that's what I'd put my money on. I mean, it'd have to be minimum of 6 months, but even then I think they'd get a bit of flack for calling it a season pass and it only lasting I mean, in general, I think if it was 6 months but it still encompassed 4 lots of DLC releases, they could probably get away with it. But yeah, I mean, really, it's got to be kind of a year long. That's just the general way it's kind of been with season passes in quite a lot of games. The next 3 phases already have names. Yeah, I could imagine they've got it all, like, planned by now, but I just mean, like, they probably didn't necessarily know they were going to do a Season 2, you know, a month after the game came out. I don't think they quite estimated... What's stuck on? Oh, it's one of these tree branches. I don't think they quite estimated how well the game would do in some ways. Like, when people were asking for multiple save slots and all sorts, like, I think they thought, you know, most people probably won't even complete one playthrough, and they'll move on to other games, but it seems to have held its sort of customer base pretty well. Pretty long, considering, like, there's a lot of games that you can sort of... Like, Wreckfest was definitely a very good game, but I've pretty much done everything on it now, if you know what I mean, so... It's still fun, I'm not knocking it, I'm not saying it was a waste of money or anything like that, but I've put way more hours into this game than... I'll probably put more hours into this than most, if not all, other games. I did put a lot into stuff like Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I definitely did, like... Yeah. Getting my lock-picking skill up to 100, and then just robbing everybody blind. Having houses full of random swords I've stolen, all sorts. Gems that I'll never use, but they're still mine. It's like Gollum with my precious on that map. Everything was my precious. Azov 53 is the dolphin, yeah. It's just like, well, I could probably remember him a bit easier now, but it's not just that. When I'm saying I'm on a video, trying to remember like Azov 5319 or whatever it is, then the Azov 64131, and then the Azov 73210. It's just like, yeah, Dolphin, John and Bruce, like, so much easier and quicker to say. It just works. See though, like, the good thing with this truck, it's still... Ooh, the camera lets me go back down. The bumper sits just above the level of ice. Like, all these breakable sections appear to be the same depth throughout all of them. And the fact that this can sit above it with its bumper pretty much makes it, yeah, extremely handy. I don't know why I keep trying to put it in high. I keep needing to do it in high, like, I'm too keen. Which truck is Jeff? Well, Jeff Special is a guy called Jeff. Figured out that you can kind of break the gears and make a truck go flying, so any truck can be Jeff if it manages to do the Jeff Special. We need more save slots in the next... I agree, like, they need 10 or something. I've got 4, and obviously I've got 1 is this playthrough, 1 is my modded playthrough. One of them is another modded playthrough because I ran out of space on my second one, and then obviously the one I've got left, I did like that Red Canyon map. But now I can't try any other DLC map unless I completely delete the Canyon map, so that's part of the reason why I've not done many DLC map videos, because they're just, like, I'd have to keep one of them long enough to do the whole thing, and I want to sort of jump around and mix them out. I'd like to do a different map, then maybe go back to Red Canyon one day, but every time I have to delete it. Oh yeah, sorry, I get now what you're on about when you said the supplies are on the trailer. It just clicked when it just offered me to drop all them off. I thought it was just going to take that trailer off me. Well, that's pretty good then. 12, see, that's pretty decent paying mission then. If the supplies were already there, and that's 12 grand, that's actually pretty fair. And 1250 XP, again, that doesn't really mean anything to me, but still, that was a much fairer paying mission. So I recommend that one, whatever it's called. forgot now. For hard to reach places. Somebody said this the other day, that they're looking forward to me trying this one. I don't, not necessarily mean I'm going to try it now. So don't get your hopes up. But I'm at least going to read what it is. Fishing camp. Cabin. Hunter's camp. Bloody hell. Okay. Explorer's camp. What, like, how did all these consumables get? Did someone drop them off a helicopter and just kick them out the back door every 200 foot? Yeah, well, we're not going to be trying that one now, but I can see why he wants to see me get on with that. I'll probably try and do that in its own separate video, where I can edit out some of the slowness. Oh yeah, so I don't even need to go to Cosmodrome then. What we are? Yeah, sod it. Let's go to Cosmodrome, mate. Let's go and have a little sniff around. In fact, sod it. Go for a little drive back there. Back car. In fact, yeah, I've got fuel. Probably just make it to Cosmodrome, to be fair. Get down here is the question. Should be able to, but there's a chance I could roll it. Oh, Lake's gone. He ejected. He knew what was good for him. Got him, mate. Where can we cross? Do you know what? Sod it. We're already 2 hours and 10 minutes in. I'll recover and we'll just appear on Cosmodrome. Because I'm going to need fuel and everything anyway. Need to try and see if the new Zix can pull a jet. I already tried it. It would have been in the review video if it was able to. It was on the bit after I tried the ice test in Lake Covd, and just before I rammed into the Yar 87, and then I jumped in the water and drowned. Between those two, like, there was an edit there. I did try to see if it could do the Jeff Special. They don't really work with the advanced special gearbox, to be honest. It's more the high range gearbox. I'll have a look what sort of missions we've got on here. Again, like I say, I've not got a whole lot, but as long as there's something where we can just do a bit of travelling around, that'll do the job. Rock slide. It would be quite nice to clear that, I'm not going to lie. The metal beams are all the way over there. Okay, we'll have a look what else, but that one's got potential, so that's not too bad. Right up there. Service spare part, that one's pretty easy. Oh, is that for the roadblock? Okay, okay, that one's pretty high on the list. We might do both of them. Down, D-pad. Probably get that one on the way back. That's outside of them. Let's go and do this rock slide first, so we get that road cleared. Have a loaf. Have you a chance to check out the UFO yet? No, I haven't. In fact, sod it, we'll go and do it quickly. It's only going to take a few minutes to go where you said you've seen it. Yeah, Pipe Dream, and he said he's seen a UFO, so we've got to go and check this out. We need to know. He could be onto something. Quick speed run. I'm going to have to go back through to Erskine River, but it's literally like a little 5-minute drive or something after that, so it's probably better, quicker going this way than travelling back to the Erskine garage. I'm not going to take a loaf, it's a risky proposition, but since we're only just flying there quickly. I'll put a loaf on my Zix though when we go and do this rock slide mission. Damn dude. Good news, missile fits 8 slot. Ah, does it? What time is it in the UK right now? Basically 4:45 in the morning. Sorry, I'm driving terribly here. It's because I'm trying to read comments while I'm driving. 4:36 GMT. Well, say it was probably 4:46 when you posted that. Or near enough. Near as makes a difference. I'll let you have the 2 minutes. But yeah, it's sort of 10 minutes ahead of that. I swear I'm not crazy. We'll see. We're about to find out. I've been wanting to check when you said it the other day, it's just I've been so busy with getting that footage yesterday for the location and the review. I didn't have a chance. What am I hooked on? Not entirely sure what I was stuck on there, but... Oh, probably that log of it. What do you have to do for this mission as well? Just out of curiosity. Why should it just tell you when you click on the bloody box? It does until you click accept. Or no, it might not actually, but either way. Oh no, sorry, you can click like details. Once you click accept, then it won't let you click details again. It'd be cool if we had some of them in game, like Big Digger, especially like a tracked vehicle. Holy crap! All nighter than Lone Wolf. I stay up at night. I've got insomnia and it. Yeah, I can't sleep well at night for whatever reason. So I kind of basically sleep in the day. So I get up at. Why does my phone keep playing videos by itself? Yeah, I get up at... It depends, because again, with insomnia, but I get up anywhere from like, I don't know, 6 PM to midnight, and then go bed from, say, I don't know, 8 AM to 4 PM. Again, it's all dependent on like how long it took me to get sleep and all the rest of it. It's a bit of a mess. There's no way around it. I don't know, it's just been like that. Even when I was a teenager with school. I used to go to bed at like 4 in the morning, have to get up at 7, and then school. Better news, 8 slot fits S100 won't catch on the road. That's good, it doesn't need to sit higher. There is a UFO right beside where you find the 605R. That's what I said in the video. It does look like a UFO, but there's also a rocket burner there. That kind of implies, say, human technology. So I know exactly what you're on about, and I said the same, that it looked like a traditional sort of flying saucer. Yeah, where you find the 605R. Portion on Erskine, only 10 beams in warehouse. That's literally why when I just went and dropped that beam off at the church, I took the metal rolls on the way. I'm going to try and go sparingly with those beams, since they're in a pretty convenient spot. Most likely I use all the beams to sort all the bridges nearby, and then at least that opens a lot of the roads up. I'll have to do a video soon of me little loaf taking that semi-trailer bottoms up mission. Killing it. Bit of a wonky bridge, that one. Beast. Doesn't help when you stare at it like a maniac. I thought it was a crashed rocket. I did, because I seen like that rocket booster section, but I also agree that one part of it looks exactly like a flying saucer is like smashed and crashed down there. So I honestly, oh yeah, gotta go the other way. I honestly don't know. I kind of agree with both, but I believe it was a crashed rocket, but it also looks like a flying saucer has been thrown in there for good measure. can get a metal beam on the map where you got the mission. Oh yeah, like on Cosmodrome, I'm going to go over and get the metal beams from there. It's just I've just come back on here to check out if there's a UFO. We need to know these things. And then I'll get back to Cosmodrome and yeah. Have you tried the Boron Grad with the new engine? I don't believe so. I didn't even know it had a new engine. Boron Grad. Yeah, I quite like the Boron Grad. It's a little drift machine as well. Sealy P sorted bridges. It's probably not a bad way to go. Like I said, they're pretty high on the list of things to do, but I just didn't want to do the whole live stream of like me fixing nothing but bridges all night. If I had one extra day, then I probably would have spent tonight fixing the bridges and stuff, and then tomorrow obviously would have been the live stream. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't mind. It's still been pretty good. The map's definitely slapped us around a fair bit. It's not been an easy one, but it's a pretty accurate representation of the maps we've been given. I think it's fair to say. The yeah, the Cat CT681 was not in a happy place at all. The Brigadier, again, I'm going to give that a kind of a free pass. I think that crane wasn't helping, but it did feel a bit tippy. But the first night I used it, I don't think I tipped it, and I didn't have that crane like sitting a load of weight high up, so we'll see with that one. So, you said you came to here. You've seen a UFO somewhere. I don't know. Don't see anything there. Go around this corner though. Oh, I can't. I can only look so far up though. So let's get a bit of just better daylight. That sun's kind of blinding half of the picture. On this map, like, where are we talking? Where is it? Didn't there used to be? Oh yeah, compass. So it's saying that's, if that's north, are we talking north, east, south, or west? Not seeing anything so far. Southeast corner. So it'd be like there then, yeah. Okay. Yeah, don't think it is. If I can see anything anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not seeing anything there, dude. I'll leave this here though, because there's other missions and stuff. We'll just go back. Yeah, I'll check it out more when I'm kind of doing it in my own time. Go to the garage, I suppose. Gotta get me a loaf. I assume that says, yeah, Bruce having a 3-slot and the active suspension. I'll have to, well, in fact, I'll be in the garage in a second. I'll check Bruce out with a 3-slot. I've not got the active suspension yet, but I'll get it. It's, I've just got to go on to the other maps and actually grab it. Man, that big Azov hauls ass. Yeah, it's a beast. The Dolphin is awesome. That's what I mean. Even though the fuel tank is relatively small, you do cover a large distance in that time. And it's like John, I believe, has got, is it 350 litres? But he goes so much slower. I've tested it, and overall you will get further with John because it's got almost double the fuel, but you ain't going to get anywhere near close to double the distance. Like, flying them up and down the runway, John used 12 litres and the Dolphin used 13, so there's 1 litre difference. They still covered the same distance, and the Dolphin did it literally twice as fast for 1 extra fuel. So it was worth it to me, time saving wise. Again, I just take a low for me, now it's a 400 litre Dolphin. Take a Scout fuel trailer, now it's an 1100 litre Dolphin. It's just like I can work around the fuel a lot easier than like the time gains are just worth it. Oh yeah, so much better that is. Let's have a quick look. Can it still have a trailer? Yeah, it should be able to. Yeah, it's a lot better though. That's how it should have been. Say not enough space. Install. That's a bit bullshit. There is enough room, so this is what I mean, where they give with one hand and they just take with the other. So it's like now you gain a slot, but you just lose a trailer. So they've just made something good go back to being shit again, or less worth than it should otherwise be. Well, it's pretty cool though, but yeah, that's definitely just now. Took the edge back off it again. Typical devs. Wait for a modder, they'll just do it where you get both. Like I said, it's to the point where it's like, if you spent your money, I've paid my money for the game now, just let me use what I want to use. Like, why are they so desperate to be like, nope, don't let them complete the game unless it's exactly the way we say. It's like, well, if you want to have say in how I complete it, then do you want to pay the 60 quid for me? Otherwise, if I'm paying it, let me fucking choose. I've definitely seen the UFO, it's in the sky above that factory. I'll have to, again, I'm not saying it isn't, it's one of those. On a live stream, it's like I could just be sitting here for 10 minutes looking in the sky at nothing. I will check it out, that's why, literally why I left the Dolphin there, because in my own time I'll just go back there and I'll have a good old snoop around, and I'll let you know either way. I mean, if there is, I'll get footage of it and stick it in a quick little video. I'm in the military, bring it on, aliens. Probably some out there. You'd hope so, really, wouldn't you? Pretty depressing if we're the only things alive in the universe. It's a goal. Oh yeah, in fact, sorry, I want him on the roof. I was just autopilot mode, I'm so used to flicking him in the old sideboard. The good thing with that Bruce, that sideboard, never mind the cargo, I might be able to fit 2 loafs in there now. But yeah, it's still, that's a shame though how they just then, like, now it cut blocks the trailer. Need him a bit over. That's what I'll do. I'll be picky. Picky in my own time. I'll tell you what though. Move him over this way a little bit. It's a little bit wonky, but will do. What do we need then? 1 metal beam? Oh, it's easy. Got yourself a slot. Right, so next up we've got to go over here. Which way do we want to go? I did go that way, like out of here the other day, but it got a bit sketchy. I would kind of like to though. I don't know. Let's try it. What's the worst that could happen? I roll. And then I'll probably just recover the bloody thing, but see if we can get down there. I could just go the way I did when I scouted the watchtowers, but for the sakes of a bit of variety, I kind of actually would like to pick a different route. Look how big the universe is. We're not the only beings. Yeah, exactly. I personally do believe that. I mean, there probably is like full-on intelligent aliens and all that, but I think there'll be other planets that, you know, just got creatures, aren't you? A planet that's just got a shitload of worms zipping around underground, but I find it pretty impossible that we're the only things out there that are alive. Because then it's like, you look at the amount of life on our planet and how it thrives in all kinds of areas, like in, you know, low oxygen, you've got things right at the bottom of the ocean, things in very hot places, you've got those little, what they call tardigrades or something, these little, like, called water bugs or water bears or something. They're like a damn near indestructible little microscopic thing, organism of some sort, and yeah, there has to be other shit in other places. This was the bit that got a bit sketchy. I can't really help but the trees kind of catch me and force me this way there. So we can get back out of there. Try again, but it was kind of, yeah, that tree sort of pulling me around that way. I mean, this thing not tipping though, to its credit. Oh, he says. Right as it goes swinging like a mad one. Chill out with how easy stuff ejects itself. And to be fair, it's like muscle memory, I keep sticking in high gear now. Is it worth trying to get him back in there? No, we'll just tow him behind us. He landed on his wheels though when he jumped off, but yeah, they're a little bit oversensitive with how easy stuff, not just the vehicles unpacking, the cargo as well, how easy that jumps off a trailer when the trailer hasn't even tipped. So there he is again, getting back to his wheels. It's just, here's how it's done. So in fairness, at least this is kind of like some little sweeping valley. I can kind of see this being deep snow. International Space Station has received radio frequency from space. Yeah, there's all like, well, they've published quite a few that didn't like the Pentagon. I think when Trump was president as well, he like officially released a load of stuff that the Pentagon had, you know, basically it was the first time ever that an actual government had officially confirmed the existence of. There's things out there that we don't know what the hell they are, that they don't appear to be of like originate from. Because don't get me wrong, I have absolutely no doubt that a lot of UFOs spotted in America are like, you know, secret planes and stuff that they're testing and all the rest of it. That's bound to be happening because it would. But some of the things that, yeah, that sort of can't be explained. And I mean, yeah, it makes sense. If we're all here, then there's no reason why it couldn't happen elsewhere. It's hard to believe that we are the only planet with oxygen or water. Yeah, we're clearly not going to be, and even if we... well, it's irrelevant if we were or weren't, but even if a different planet has a different atmosphere, there's nothing to say that another combination of atoms essentially make some other kind of creature that can breathe, you know, nitrogen instead of oxygen or whatever. Like, we breathe oxygen, but we obviously evolved to the point where it's like there's oxygen on this planet and we use that. But other creatures could be breathing differently. I mean, trees breathe CO2, for example. I know they're not strictly creatures, but I think you could consider that at least another life form. If they found another planet full of trees, that's like a start. But yeah, there's too much abundant life on this planet that has managed to survive in every little nook, cranny, and all the rest of it. That, I don't know. It's like what's his name said on Jurassic Park? Life finds a way. It seems like it does. This is this death snow again. But yep. Gives me a chance to read some comments, I suppose. Under 30s may already be first generation who can become immortal. True, I don't know if I'd want to become immortal or not. I don't know. I suppose, yeah, as long as I can, like, blow my brains out at the end of it. Like, when I'm done, get to, like, 487 and be like, well, it was good, but I'm bored now. Bang, I'm gone. Wouldn't want to be immortal to where, like, I can't be killed, and I just have to live forever. But yeah, there was a video, a thing years ago that Adam Savage did, the guy from Mythbusters. It was called, like, the 1,000-Year-Old Man or something. And he showed you, like, different technologies. They're not necessarily at the consumer level yet, but different technologies that exist today that are kind of being worked on that will, yeah, essentially prolong people's lives. I am 45 and do not what? Sorry, dude. Aussie man. Yep, they can actually bring back the dinosaurs' DNA. I watched a documentary kind of thing about Jurassic Park, and a lot of the people on there said, yeah, we could easily make a dinosaur. And that was back in, like, the 90s when they said that, so I bet money for fun that they could make a dinosaur if they really wanted to now. I hope they have. I have insomnia, but it does help me sleep knowing that there might actually be a Tyrannosaurus Rex running around somewhere, because I would love to see one day. Two things I'd love to see. There's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, like, up close and in the flesh, and I want to see like a nuclear bomb go off. I wish they'd detonate just one more, and make, like, film it with, you know, HD cameras, slow-mo cameras, everything. Like, I'd love to see, to witness that level of energy be released. To witness the E=mc² equation in action, like energy equals mass times the speed of light squared, and that is literally it. That is like Einstein's equation in action. It'd be just something incredible to see. Look up SFIA, Science and Futurism with Isaac Arthur. Chicken is dinosaur. True, exactly. Like, I believe a crocodile's pretty bloody close to that as well. Some birds, yeah, all sorts. It's a bit of a shame though, we haven't got, like, Tyrannosaurus Rexes anymore, and you know, like a big fat Brontosaurus and all that. That'd be pretty cool. That little tree, is it? I'm in Killable Tree. What an insult. Yeah, I mean, it would be. Imagine a real life Jurassic Park. That would be so cool. Right, I've never been abroad, and I'm not bothered really about that too much, but if they had a genuine Jurassic Park, that would actually make me want to save up some money to go and see that shit. I'd rather not look out the window. I'm sorry, it jumped up there. Staring at me. Or that, like a T-Rex. It'd be exciting though, you gotta admit. If I was just doing this live stream now and you suddenly heard thumping, and then I look out my window and there's just a Tyrannosaurus Rex, like, stomping past down the road. You can keep you on your toes. You see something like enough to create raptors, we see how they went in Jurassic Park. Yeah, raptors would be there. They clearly look like clever little beasts, they do. At least with a Tyrannosaurus Rex just kind of looks... It's not the smartest thing, but it makes up for it in sheer just insanity. Velociraptor, yeah, that's the sort of shit that'll figure out how to pick your bloody door locks. And you'll wake up in your bedroom and it'll just sat there like, hi, I'm going to eat you now. Oh yeah, I've been giving other YouTubers hell for underrating the loaf. And your channel. The loaf is a beast. Like, it spoke for itself. The amount of footage I have on YouTube of the loaf performing amazing things is beyond coincidence, beyond me being able to stage that happening. Like, it does what it does. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not going to go zipping off through heavy snow and all this death snow, and that is a death sentence for the loaf on its own, but as a support vehicle that's just always nearby, it's clearly proven, like, beyond a doubt. I will continue to do so, but yeah, I appreciate it though, dude. You let them know the magic of the loaf. Everyone needs to know. If you have dinosaurs, you need armoured vehicles. Yeah. Well, if we kind of captured them all and herded them into certain areas, just if they existed. I mean, again, I suppose like a Jurassic Park situation. I admit, a Tyrannosaurus Rex just walking down the street probably would be a little bit crazy. Keep you on your toes a little bit too much. But if they at least existed, it'd be pretty cool. Blowing that man's fence up. How would you even feed a T-Rex? Just throw a cow in there? Let it crack on, let it figure it out itself. Like, well, it's either going to figure it out or it's going to starve to death, and then we'll make another one. Stick like some ranch sauce on that cow or something. Make it more appetizing. Oh yeah, I did want to check. Oh, unlimited metal beams. So yeah, if you ever do just one trip over here, grab a load of metal beams. I could have brought like a ramped flatbed with me and grabbed another 2. And if you ever need more on the Erskine River and you don't fancy swapping beams for the... not necessarily saying you'd gain time by grabbing the beams from here. But if you're already passing here as well, yeah. I don't know, bit of variety, mix it up a bit. Maybe in North Korea they have aliens and dinosaurs, you see? But that's the thing, you never know. We only hear about stuff in North Korea, but it could be amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I doubt it. I'm just saying, it could be. I've never been there. You feed T-Rex with your mother-in-law, exactly. It's the pro gamer move, that one. Going this way. Yeah, I was going to say there's roadblocks everywhere. I would like to mix it up a little bit with the routes I take, but again, until I get all these random roadblocks cleared, which I'm not complaining about that, I think it's cool, like the roadblock, at least there's options that open up. But as the game sort of recently came out and I haven't had time to get all that sorted yet, I'm kind of fenced into using the same routes. Losing me bearings in here. I don't really want to drive through that snow again, I know that much. Where does this road go? Oh, bloody hell, it starts going off all the way over there. Maybe if I can get it to there, I can like ramp over. We'll see. Worry about that when we get there. How do I keep leaving? Right here. One order of burrito ribs for Lone Wolf. Oh, Flintstones. I watched that film the other day. Not seen it in a good old while. Do like me some of the classics. Watched Tremors the other day. What a film. Love Tremors. And Tremors 2. Tremors 3 was, yeah. Tremors 4 was alright as well. Tremors 5, the new one. I believe there's another one now, Tremors 6. But yeah, I like all the old films. I like how it was all practical effects for a lot of it as well, obviously before CGI kind of took over. It's weird though, I've seen a video the other months ago, to be fair, and they were crashing a Boeing 747 into a building. It was on like the ground, on the runway, but they were, imagine it like at an airport, and it just accelerated along the runway and smashed into something, because it was cheaper than paying for CGI to create the same effect. And that's pretty crazy if you think, like, when it's cheaper to crash a plane into a building than to draw that on a computer. Like, those CGI people must be making a bloody mint. We need to calm down with the prices. Because personally, I would think it would be cheaper to do CGI than crash an actual plane into an actual building. Apparently not. Don't know. What are the chances I could get up here and then drop down that steep hill, and then I can go back this way, which I would prefer. We're going to give it a go. This could be risky. Let's get some daylight. But I kind of feel like I need to know. I mean, it's the icy road going up the other way. I can't get up that way. This way is just going to be more tight and twisty. It's more if I'll fit or not, because it's a bit of a chunky beast, this truck. But we'll see. I got the Dolphin down there, so it's going to be close. Cheaper to do bad CGI, that's true. Indeed, feed them to the dinos. Oh, I did. Was there a comment about pedos? Yeah, definitely feed them to the dinosaurs. Fatten them right up. Too many of them. Well, yeah, get a few T-Rexes running around though, that'll thin them out. My mind went to Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. That is, in fact, not When Nature Calls, what was it, the other one, Pet Detective. I literally watched that the other day as well. They're on Netflix at the minute. What was stuck on? Yeah, where he has to rescue that snowflake. I think the loaf was kind of sticking under me a bit there. A bit too friendly, that one. It's not liking it. I think it's these tyres, to be fair. Because they are just wheel spinning, really. See what I mean? How it prioritised that movable tree over the solid one. So if I was tipping there and did a panic winch, that probably would have still got me. Change the bloody winch point in time, that'd be nice. Right. Sadly, that's not going to happen. Which again is a shame, because that's a big limitation for this truck on these maps, not to be able to handle anything slippy. It prioritised everything over grabbing that loafer. Well, again, it prioritised the stuff that pops out. How you got so much views? I don't know. On what, dude? No idea. Ace Ventura is one of the few series where the second movie is actually better than the first. But yeah, no, I do agree. It's rare that they what the hell now? Siri is listening to me, nosy bitch. Yeah, like Ace, When Nature Calls is a very good film. I actually do prefer that one. So like the monster truck and where he rolls that car, or the little Jeep, and all the rest of it. Yeah, but yeah, Pet Detective was still like very good as well. But there ain't many. Normally a sequel goes downhill. Alien and Aliens, I reckon the sequel's better than the original. Terminator 2, that's better than Terminator. Why is this thing going so slow? There must have been some invisible hitbox on these tracks. It's going faster when I'm like only on one side of them, but when I was just bridging them with my wheels there, it was going like super slow. God, now what? Invincible tree? Yep. Yeah, there's a few films that make the sequel better, but it's rare. Grab the Azov Antarctic from the garage, drive around the rocks that are in the way, and clear the trees that are in the way before your way back. Where are we talking though? Not sure if the Azov Antarctic's gonna do a whole lot this can't, because that's not got chained either. Because you said series, she's so noted. Oh, is it? Yeah, it probably is as well. I'm glad you said that, because I was genuinely thinking, what the hell did she think I said? That's the thing. Like, they say they're not always listening to you, but it has to, because if it's waiting for me to say the word Siri, then it has to be listening to everything. Well, I think they've already now admitted it with the like Amazon Alexa, that listens to everything. You'll see a load of videos on YouTube, people are asking Alexa if it works for the CIA, and it'd just turn itself off, it wouldn't answer no. It just stopped talking. It was like when, what's his name, Edward Snowden come out and said they were all listening and everyone's like shocked, and it was like, really? You thought they weren't going to listen when they had the technology to be able to? I just kind of think in the end it's like, sod it. If you want to sit listening to me all day, good fucking luck to you. You ain't going to get a lot of useful information, but yeah, that's about it. Dumb and Dumber is better than the sequel. Yeah, the original Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumberer, or whatever it was, wasn't bad. But yeah, the original was definitely the best. For some reason, I never really liked Dumb and Dumber that much. The original I thought was pretty funny. I wouldn't say it's my favourite film. Put it this way, I'd prefer like the Ace Ventura ones to Dumb and Dumber, but I do like Dumb and Dumber without a doubt. With what's it, Jeff Daniels is it as well? He was pretty funny in it. Well, funny enough, I did watch Dumb and Dumber, probably, I don't know, about a year ago maybe not even that. And it's, not to say it's had its day or anything like that, but I think it was more relevant back in the day. There was less, you know, choice of films and all that. When you got to watch a good film like that, it was pretty decent. These days, there's like so much content with everything, really, that I wouldn't say it's the film it once was. Ace Ventura actually has aged pretty well. That was still pretty good. The Pet Detective one, even like, yeah, the other week. Little Zix, we'll be getting in one day. Kinda uploader opinion, I love the Cable Guy. Yeah, the Cable Guy, I've got that on one of my watch lists. Again, I think I watched that about, yeah, probably a year ago-ish. Somewhere around there, that's another good one. That was definitely Jim Carrey in his heyday. I watched The Mask the other week as well. That was another good one. Asta Gaming, hi, how's it going, dude? That toilet soon made me piss myself. Oh, in Dumb and Dumber. Which way? I'm not sure if it's even going to let me try and climb up here, to be honest. The Zix I'm in now wouldn't climb up this little bit. I tried that the other day, that's how I know I can't go there. I would like to drive back up here, but I don't know. What's it looking like? I've got a feeling it ain't going to like it. Only one way to find out. this type of stuff I like doing. This to me is difficulty, so to speak. It's a bit of technical driving. You gotta like watch your throttle, pay attention to which way you're steering, all sorts. Like this is difficulty. This is good. This is fun. Well, that's yeah, just death snow shit. Well, in general, I want to kind of go back along that way. We'll see. Man, this is going to be pushing me up a little bit. What have I just gone over there? Just a massive rock. Turn the steering around too much. Try that one again. Getting off the loaf, so can I? Yeah. Bit of a safety rope. Oh, then again, it's probably it's working. Bumped around there a little bit. That rock's just swinging my wheels back round. You hear how the revs keep dipping and dying and all that. That's a bit I'm not keen on. I want to tell the game when it can dip the revs. And go back in low. That's just all there is to it. Low on the old fuel. Right. So, might get up here though. I have to say, this thing is a pretty good climber. It appears like it might have had some extra coding for its what you call it, like climbing over rocks as well. I'm just going to refuel quickly. Oh shit, wrong button. May as well change the daylight while we're here. We'll be back on these wheels in a minute. Some tight to the cliffs. Going the right way. Yes. What a miracle. Did something actually just go well? To be fair, I have to say, one thing they did get right with this phase is this truck. It is a nicely balanced truck. It definitely doesn't feel OP, it's got its limits and all the rest of it, but it's still been left with enough oomph to, I don't know, yeah, stuff like what I did there, it's nice, the fact that I succeeded doing that. Like, it could have gone wrong, but you take your chances, but the fact that the truck was capable of doing it, it now then remained on me to get it done. When you're trying to attempt something and then the truck just isn't capable full stop, it kind of now, you don't even get to find out if you have the ability to make it happen. The game just says, no, we're not going to let you. I got coffee that'll make you kiss your own balls. Sounds like good stuff. Could do a bit of coffee myself. Yeah, he does. He talks about it earlier in the stream. Oh, I don't know what that was about though. Gotta go. Morning Wolf, Rebel by choice. I appreciate it, dude. Good to have you joining us for the old stream. Might go and do another mission. Well, we're getting up to 3 hours, so I'm not going to go too much longer. But as we've finally got a new phase, I don't mind doing a bit of a long one. Smart pants. I'm out. Good night, Lone Wolf. Or good day. Yeah, the sun's literally just coming up now as we speak. Dawn is a crack. That makes life a lot easier for that little section. Clicky knees. Might be a bit of a beast to rescue. What? So grabbing something from here and fixing that raid block. We could go and do that. Although I have to say, I kind of like just smashing through the trees at that part, but I suppose I don't need to keep doing it. But it was enjoyable. Average Google enjoyer. Hello there, it's Mr. Lone Wolf. Thanks for the guide on how to unlock Cosmodrome. Saved me a good, some good hours. No, that's no worries, dude. Glad it can help. That's the yeah. Well, I wanted to get it done nice and early, so especially when was it? Yeah, like Omar Aziz let us know about the getting the beams from the warehouse. That just made that whole mission a lot easier. So I wanted to get that content out pretty sharpish. So yeah, same. I mean, for some people it was too late and they'd already suffered going and do the metal beams, like get the rolls and change them. To be fair though, they will have metal beams for something else later down the line that'll probably be a little bit easier. Jan McIver, well I'm off, have a good one, thanks for another great stream man, I appreciate it, cheers for joining us, and yeah, see you on the next one. Take the service spare parts when you go through the farm. Yeah, I was trying to keep telling myself that one a minute ago so I don't forget. Save yourself backtracking, yeah. Sam and Johnny too slow. I will do, dude. See, this thing's like, this is a nice pace to be travelling. I don't mind this level of slowness or anything. It's about nice, I'd say. Pretty reasonable. I mean, what are we doing really? Like, just over. You have to turn the wheel to see the. Yeah, according to that, just over 20 kilometers an hour. So, you know, not exactly flying, but better than single digits. Is that a mission or is that where I got it? Oh, no, it's just not saying it. Is there only one I need? Again, it'd be nice if I could. Oh, it's not even chose the right mission yet. Two. Okay. So what we got? Unlimited spare parts, only 3 lots of wood, unlimited large pipes. Fair enough, so there's a bit of wood there, but not a whole lot. We'll soon use that one up. Oh no. Come back to me, Loaf. faster than normal. Yeah, I mean, this thing's definitely built to handle it better than most things. Like I say, it's kind of going to be joint my favourite truck with the Dolphin. The Dolphin, like I said, has a chain and the higher gearbox and all that, but this is clearly very good. See? Strategically placed loaf. Give me a bit of that fuel. What a professional. You can have a bit as well. Fuel for everyone. Cheers, loaf. We got so close to the garage and didn't refuel. It was because I knew that loaf was there. That was the only reason why that I didn't. I nearly did, and I was like, sod it. I know exactly where fuel is. Otherwise, I genuinely would have recovered to the garage. And yeah, it was on the exploration video when I went for the 3rd watchtower. You'll see in the video, I had a little loaf with a fuel trailer behind me, and that was that loaf right there. See how this thing goes across here then. It's the first time I've took it over here. Dolphin got over here alright though, so I should imagine this thing will be alright. Yeah, ooh, see that ice though. That's not really this truck's fault. I think it's because I'm hitting that rock. Loads in. Look at these. Gone. Back. Just been fishing. Just got us our lunch. What a goddamn horse. He looks after me. On the wheels, wife. Work to do. What I was thinking, yeah, we all fuel loafs everywhere, of course. Should have known. See, we've got some strategically planted loafs. But you are correct, and to be honest, it crossed my mind, like, should I just go to the garage anyway, because it'd make more sense than, like, draining that fuel trailer, but considering I have kind of mentioned the convenience of dotting fuel everywhere, it was kind of a good example to just show you that in action. Like, I could have easily just forgot to go to the garage, but I genuinely did remember in this case, but normally I'm pretty bad for forgetting stuff. See, that's wheel spinning. I can barely, I mean, I've made it here, but that was close. Done. 3 grand. I mean, I suppose it wasn't that far to travel, but still. No, it's not my trailer. How do I get to that car? I might take that back. Takes one to find one. What, do you think anyone's going to be rescuing this with another Scout 800? So I highly doubt that. Where's this little winding beast go there? Alright, we're going to go... I'll probably make this the last mission, but we'll give it a go. If it goes wrong, we'll just abort. We'll get that thing. And just generally... yeah. What could possibly go wrong? Are you going to try hard mode? Yeah, I will do. I won't be doing a hell of a lot on it. But I will at least get, like, I'll have to delete that Red Canyon map thing, I suppose, and then I assume you have to start like a new playthrough. But yeah, like I say, they're just, I can't change the time of day, all the rest of it. It'll have to be very mission focused, and I like to mess around and buy vehicles. I waste a lot of money on this game, not gonna lie. Especially now they've patched that bit of the free money glitch out. Thing like that. See, stuff like that. For making videos anyway, I prefer it to be midday. I don't really mind driving like in the sunset. I don't like the bit where it's half dark, half light, but at night or in the day, it's not too bad. Yeah. Rumble Street, FYI, Lone Wolf. My wife is trying to get me to import her a real life load because of your faith in it. I genuinely, there's a guy called Stone Branson and all his kids and grandkids and that, I believe they've gone and got themselves an actual goddamn horsepower vehicle. It's sounding pretty good. Hopefully they're going to put a video about it soon. And yeah, I would also like a real life load. I ain't got the money for it right now, so it ain't going to be happening anytime like this month or nothing like that, or probably even this year. But I would like to get one. I love the little beast. Seen a few just on various videos on YouTube. There's obviously all kinds of setups. I've seen ones that are kind of got windows in the back, like it's like a little mini bus. Ones that like a pickup version of it, a box van version of it, all sorts of stuff. Right, yeah, I'm liking the look of it. Obviously, just a traditional van like that. If I got one, I'd probably like to put a bit of a juicier engine in it. A V8 load would be pretty funny, but squeezing a V8 in would be another thing. But yeah, just a bit punchier than I assume the engine it's got is probably going to be, you know, a little bit frugal, a little bit economical, which makes sense for the kind of environment and everything it's in, but wouldn't mind, like, I imagine it with like a 2-litre turbo or something, or a small V8. I've got to say I prefer a V8, but it's another story. I've been binge watching your videos, and I think the best way to describe your playstyle is I fucking hate saying this word. Irreverent. Is that, yeah. I always keep trying to say irrelevant when I read that word. I'm very relaxed about what I'm up to. Like I said, especially doing the live stream, I spend a lot of time reading the chat, so I'm really not paying attention to what I'm doing a lot. I hope we get a Sherp added. I can't believe they've not added a Sherp by now. I can't believe one's not shown up in the mods really either. Unless someone's got some like Sherp copyright that's on lockdown and they ain't letting anyone else go near it. But I genuinely thought a Sherp is like so obvious to add. It's an absolute go anywhere vehicle. And they could add it as a scout so we could, you know, like, I mean, imagine, yeah, a Sherp scouting this map would make a lot of sense. A little scout fuel trailer behind it or something. Well, I'll take a load with me, but you know what I mean. Like, that's why my loaf had to step up to the plate and become a Sherp himself. But yeah, how they've not added one of them, I don't know. If it was me anyway, that would have been like top of my list pretty much. I assume as well though, with these loads, they must be pretty cheap in real life, because stuff's pretty cheap in Russia. Like, they're pretty decent at the cost of like their vehicles. Like I said, I had a Lada years ago. Well, not me, that's why my parents. Well, it's my grandparents, and they gave it to my parents. And yeah, everyone looked at it like it was like the runt of the litter, but I love that car as a beast. Never not started, built like a goddamn tank, like an absolute machine. And that was it. It just ran and ran and ran until one day my parents scrapped it, sadly. £5 they scrapped it for as well. I know it's a Lada, but £5. Like I said, I might have already told the story, but when that kid was riding on his bike and he just went flat out into the door of the Lada and bounced off it. And then I was stood there, and when he got up, he went, "I'm going to go and tell my dad," and as if I'd just hit his car. It's like, no, I think you'll find you just smashed your face into my car, mate. I'll go and tell my dad. But yeah, just the way he tried to flip it back on me, as if I'd thrown the car in his tackle. Off his rocker. Shirt added to MudRunner last year. Oh, was it? Oh, well, that's good. Was that as a mod, though, or as the actual vehicle? But that's good now. At least means someone's not getting seriously sort of copyright oversensitive about it all. To be honest though, I'd probably rather the modders made a shirt, because I believe they'd make it how you'd want it to be. I've got a feeling if the devs get the option of making it, they'll just, yeah, give with one hand, take with the other, and there'll be some arbitrary punishment to using it. Like, it'll be amazing, but it has no fuel practically, and it can't take trailers. There'll be some catch to it if the devs do it. If modders do it, it'll just be good. $11k US. Is that for a loaf? I suppose for brand new that's not too bad. Second hand though, I bet you can pick them up pretty cheap. Again, I'll link that video that I watched of these 10 off-roaders the other day, because there is actually some good stuff in the video. Like I said, it looks like a classic clickbaity video, but it even sounds like the classic sort of clickbaity video, but to be fair, they actually had some footage of some pretty cool stuff in there. Stuff like with auger screws that are like, instead of wheels, they travel on like giant screws that just fly their way through the terrain. It looks pretty good. Give that loaf a bit of room. Not sure if he wants to keep staring at my truck's arsehole that closely. Ladders are worth a fortune now, mate. I know, like, just, again, I was probably like 14 odd when they scrapped it, but yeah. That thing was a beast. And I have said this before, where a van hit us in it, and it literally had a little hairline fracture in the indicator light. It didn't matter, I didn't need to change it or anything. Never got water in there or anything. And the van had like an 8-foot dent down the side of it where it had attempted to shave the corner of the larder off. But the larder, I mean, goddamn, I think they just start with like an entire brick of metal and then carve a larder out of it. That thing was built like, yeah, no one's business. Probably wouldn't have crashed very well in terms of, I don't think there was any airbags or anything, but if you'd hit, I don't know, an old Ford Fiesta, man, that thing would have just folded around you. By comparison. I'll have to make this last mission. The controller's getting low on the old juice. I can plug the lead in, but it makes a weird humming noise through the headset that might show up on the video as well, so I don't really want to do that. I may as well leave the loaf there actually, because I'm going to double back on myself. In fact, just in case though, just know what I'm like with changing my mind on where I'm going. Oh, I'm going to say, like, can I have my roof rack please? Double win for the loaf. I probably will come back that way and grab him anyway, but... This mission's called Takes One to Find One. As if it's implying we're going to bring a Scout 800 down here to get this. I really can't see that one happening. Stone Branson, hey man, just got in to catch you. I paid 4,200 for the High Lone Wolf. Exactly, there you go, 4,200, and it's yeah, a loaf with what was it, like a Toyota Hilux engine in it, which is pretty good because I mean Hiluxes are pretty renowned as like being bulletproof and all the rest of it. So yeah, it sounds awesome. I'd love one. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to double back on myself. Not looking like a lot of other options here anyway. But yeah, man, that thing sounds pretty damn cool. But I would, I'll probably have to be looking at second hand, but that's fine by me. But no, I've never had a new car in my life. Not really too fussed about ever having a new car, to be honest. I like a lot of the old school stuff anyway. Like that M5 I owned, it was only 17 grand. I say only 17 grand, I couldn't afford it, I got it on finance, but it's better than paying like 80, 90 grand for the new M5, so 17 grand for a 500 horsepower V10 5-litre fucking insane thing was pretty cool. Glad to say I owned one because I do like cars. Oh, in fact, I should be able to follow this little icy ledge. I'll have to leave the load, doesn't really matter because I'll just recover into the garage anyway. I've used all his supplies, so you wait there, Loaf. But yeah, now winching this thing, I may as well just do it that way, otherwise I'll flap around getting the Loaf back into the sideboard, which is definitely doable, but there's no point because I'm only about to end the stream and recover to garage anyway. Of course, it would help if I knew how to steer a truck. Is this the new Zix truck your favourite over the Dolphin, even if it has no chains and is a bit slower? It's hard to say the outright favourite. There's still elements of the Dolphin that I prefer because it's got the high range. Weird thing there. But this is clearly a beast, right, undoubtedly, so I'd say at the minute, let's just say joint favourite. Oh, so I haven't got to go over anywhere, I can just turn around. Yeah. But it's definitely easily like way up the list. I'd say this and the Dolphin together with a Loaf each. I mean, that is it. One of these wearing a Loaf hat, a Dolphin wearing a Loaf hat, and them both road training around together is a pretty solid combination. And then if you ever do get to an icy hill, the Dolphin can take the lead and that'll pull this thing up the hill, and you know, all sorts like that. That'll just be a very good setup to run around with. Just a lynch. Even a freaking Toyota or Honda is like 20-30k now. Price of new vehicles is insane. Yeah, it just keeps going up. Back in the day, you used to be able to pick up a car for like 50 quid or something. You don't really see it these days. They did a government scrapping scheme. It's painful, to be honest. It was like if you scrapped any old car, they'd give you 2,000 or 3,000, or maybe up to 5,000 off an electric vehicle. So I assume you bought like a new Tesla, etc. Some of the stuff, man, that people scrapped is just disgusting. Like old school Ford, like RS turbos. I don't know, just, yeah, loads of good stuff. Vauxhall Calibras, Vauxhall Carltons. All kinds of mad stuff, like old, I don't know, like the Mitsubishi Proton, is it? Or the little Starlet. Used to have like a 2-litre turbo, I think, a little crackpot to the side of it. Just all, but because they were probably worth, yeah, a grand or two second hand, people were basically buying a car out of the auto trader second hand purely then just to get 5 grand knocked off like some other thing they're gonna buy. Will it let me find that other one? Yeah, and it was just, oh, it's sad. Sad to see all these awesome, like, just old school cars that the government, they don't want them cars on the road anymore, and they're just now sat abandoned on this massive, like, old airstrip. And yeah, that, like, the government won't sell them to anyone because they did that scheme to get them off the road, but it's just, like, the sad thing is, because it's the government, they won't let anyone go in there and, like, remove bits, you know, strip them down, get some money back. It's just typical wasteful government. They'll be like, nope, just scrap the lot of them. And it's pretty sad. I have a PS4. My name is Bad Kitty Will. Pretty beast. Probably should look where I'm going, really. Post was trying to give me a hard time. And vehicles are made out of plastic and expensive. True, you get a lot of plastic these days. Well, we'll try and go up there. I don't know how well this is going to go getting up there. Oh no, it should be alright. It's not really like icy road, so to speak. Carlton was insane for it. A Lotus Carlton is... When someone asked me the other day, what car would I like to have, I nearly said a Lotus Carlton. I know, like, the Vauxhall Carltons were awesome as well, I'm not denying that, but the Lotus Carlton was like the Lotus version of a Vauxhall Carlton. And yeah, man, I'd love one of those. Just like... That's a bit of me, that is. Pretty rapid. When they came out, like, even the police couldn't keep up with them. Not that I have any desire to run from the police, but still, it's just nice to know that it could. Principles and all that. to be fair, I'm not going to lie, with my M5, it was kind of like if I was out in that thing at night and I seen headlights in my rearview mirror, it's like I'm just gone. I ain't even waiting. Not that again, I was all taxed insured, MOT, not doing anything wrong, but if I'm driving around in an M5 at 4 in the morning, they're probably going to pull me over just for the hell of it. But since they couldn't go about 204 mile an hour, they didn't really have much choice in this situation. Well, long story short, this ain't going to get up there either. So we're going to have to go back, do a little bit of backtracking. I hope they don't want this Scout 800 back in a working condition, because that ain't my problem. Told you before about Lone Wolf deliveries, we just get it there. What condition it in is your own problem. How was the reliability of your E60 M5? Pretty bloody good, to be honest. There was one thing that went on it called an ionic control module or something. It was something that boosted the power of the spark plugs. But that wasn't that bad to fix or anything. And other than that, I mean, to be fair, I gave it a bit of a pasting. It's not like I went easy on it. I used all 500 horses, like, and I, you know, did some, I don't know, drifting, messing around, all sort of, like, I definitely dropped the hammer on it and all kinds of things. So they are fairly renowned for being a bit delicate. Particularly, the biggest worry for me was the gearbox. Like, apparently, is it the rod bearings or something? They're apparently, they can go, and there was also. I need to get back to over here. That's what we'll see if I can cut through here. Should be able to. But yeah, also, and my like I said as well, my brother Adam, he had an M5 as well. That's why we both went and got one, because I don't know, we just usually had the same vehicle, and he was getting one, and funny enough, I tried to get £100 extension on my bank overdraft, and they said no, I've been refused. And then Adam was getting an M5, and then he said, oh, why don't you get one? And I was like, I've just been refused for £100 overdraft, well, upping it by £100. So I doubt they're going to let me have an M5, but he was like, well, just try it, fill out the form and see. And then they said, yeah, we'll give you up to 17 grand to buy a car with. And yeah, like I said, and Adam, he definitely gave his M5 an absolute pasting as well. He was probably even harsher on his than me. He wheel span the crap out of that thing all over. Well, when we're messing around, like in old, you know, factory car parks and that are empty and all sorts, but like point I'm saying is they got used. It's not like I was babying the thing everywhere, and it didn't. That ionic control module thing, it is what it is. It was a 10-year-old car when I bought it. Obviously, it finally decided that it had enough, and that was about it. But the gearbox stayed together. The engine didn't give up on me or anything like that. It was pretty good. A hell of a lot of fun. Absolutely loved it. I couldn't afford really. It wasn't. I couldn't justify keeping it, but I'm definitely glad I had it. Absolutely no regrets. I mean, in fuel, it definitely wasn't cheap on the old fuel. Probably, it said it averaged about 12 miles a gallon. I don't know, I'd say nearer 10 miles a gallon, 8 miles a gallon. It wouldn't tell you lower than 7 miles a gallon, which you could go lower than that, but yeah, it just wouldn't tell you. It didn't need to upset you like that. But yeah, when it's come up on the fuel, on the dash saying 31 litres of, 31 miles of range left, that was a lying bastard. That was like, when it comes up on the dash saying you have 31 miles left, consider it a stopwatch, a countdown timer. What it actually means is you have 31 seconds left to find fuel, otherwise you're going to be stranded on the side of the road. I mean, to put it in perspective, where I lived in my caravan, and then I used to go drive down to see my parents and back, we could do that in a normal car on about £5 of fuel. It cost me 40 quid in fuel doing the same journey if I was kind of taking my time in the M5. If it was like a free open road just to nail it, I could probably do, I don't know, 80 quid on fuel there and back. It was funny, I was reading a thing a little while ago because I was looking up on the reliability of the BMWs, and some guy said, yeah, I bought a BMW and I drove it and I only had about 1,000 miles on it and the clutch went. And then some people replied saying, oh, that's well bad. And he was like, yeah. So I told Beamer and they came and collected it from the Nürburgring and fixed it for me. But it was just like, oh, you didn't add the bit where you literally bought it and then went pasting it around the Nürburgring for 1,000 miles. But I respect it. Still though, like, I don't blame him. Why not? He's just bought an M5, having the time of his life. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Especially that my brother had one as well. And I genuinely, some people say, oh, when I mention the M5, they're like, you're showing off. It's like, I'm really not. It was a 10-year-old M5 that I got on finance because I couldn't afford to buy it, and etc, etc. I lived in a caravan. Like, I'm really not the showing off type, but I love cars. And to have a genuine 5-litre V10, oh man, the sound. Like, I'm a massive fan of V8s because they just sound amazing, but a proper V10 is a rarer sound, and my god did that sound good. Like, you drove floor it in this underground car park that was near to me. It sounded like like an old school Formula 1 car. It just, the way it screamed up to 8.25. It revved up to 8.25 thousand as well, so it was like, it was just a genuinely enjoyable piece of machinery. It was over-engineered, it was a bit delicate and all the rest of it, but they definitely pulled out all the stops when it came to that, and I am genuinely lucky that I just got to experience it for a little bit. My Raptor has a turbo. It sounds pretty good. I like the Raptors, they look very nice. Like the Ford Raptor, sort of pickup looking thing. Where am I taking this? Oh, back to the garage. Happy days. The V10's sound makes it worth it. It was honestly just stunning. Like, I still would say the Lexus LFA has it beat for nice sounding V10s, but I'm not just saying this because I owned it. I believe the M5 V10 was the second nicest. It sounded better than the Lamborghini Gallardo, better than the Audi R8 V10. Again, there ain't many V10s out there. The Porsche Carrera GT sounds pretty nice, but that's bloody rare as well. That's like one of the rarest Porsches there was. I'd still say I prefer the sound of my M5, to be honest. Like, especially, yeah, that it screamed up to 8.25 thousand. Like, that last 2,000 was when it seriously sung, like, you could hear that thing a mile or two away when you got it in the right gear and the right note. It was just, yeah, but it's just the machinery itself that I absolutely love. Still to this day, half my friends, half my family don't even know I owned the M5. I didn't put any pictures on Facebook, I didn't tell anyone I had it. Again, it's not one of them like, oh, guess what, I've got an M5. But as far as from having a passion for cars, I do like talking like, oh, it's just an amazing piece of kit. Well, I suppose we'll call it a day there, because that's about 3.5 hours. Overall, it's pretty successful. It's a bit of a shame with the old, what was it, the Cat CT681. That left a little bit to be desired, if I'm honest. The Brigadier let us down a little bit, but again, I'll give that free pass for now, because I think that might have been the Crane. The HX520, well, that's what we tried to tow early on in the game for that landslide bit, and that kind of tipped itself, so I'll have to go back and sort all that out at some point. But overall, it's not been too bad. We've got quite a few things ticked off the list, and yeah, I'll get on with some videos like ready for tomorrow, basically. The old Lambo V10 pre-LP sounds also, yeah, like, the Lambo is definitely, without a doubt, very nice. The Gallardo and stuff, and the Audi, it just feels like they probably could sound better if they put the right exhaust on, but because the manufacturers put, like, you know, cats on and all, like, they don't get the most out of the sound. Like, to be fair, the exhausts on my M5 were, all the cats had been taken off. They were basically straight pipes from, like, after the first cats to the back, and honestly, the thing sounded insane. I've got a video on my phone. Obviously, it won't do it justice because it's just an iPhone microphone recording it, but maybe I'll just stick it on YouTube so you guys can have a little listen to it. There's mine and my brother's M5. You'll hear both of them. He took his cats out. His sounded a lot nicer when it was going. When it's just on idle, I think mine sounded nicer, but when his was flying, it sounded extremely nice as well. Yeah, have a good one, Mr. Lone Wolf. I appreciate all you guys joining us. Yeah, 92 viewers. That's I think that's a new record for us. So yeah, I appreciate it, and well, like I said, I'll be back pretty soon. Chevy guys showing off the new T-Rex V8 truck. Eats Raptor. Sounds good, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I'll call it a day there, because I seriously need to drain the main vein before I piss myself. So, yeah, I appreciate it, though, again, and I'll be back soon.